Hey. Bruto boy gak anjir. Sabar gua. Mute dulu. Anjing Bruto boy. Ternyang-nyang ya Bruto itu si anjing emang ya. Ntar nonton di Twitch. Mari kita buka Twitch. Anjas. Display capture. Hai warga Twitch. Bukanya Valorant apa ya? Valorant dulu kan sih? APAC. Pas banget selesai anjing. NTH lawan ini. FOQ. Kok gila ya? Gua gak ngerti sih NTH sejago itu anjing ngeratain F4Q. Gila, bro. Gua kaget sih. Lower bracketnya kayak keras deh ini. Iya gak sih? Anjing dibantai bos. F4Q. Baniko. Tidak. Gimana dong guys? Ya cuk, kena ini 2-0. Gila banget. Hey Pitali. Halo Jenong. Hai. Guys, gue lagi makan ya guys. Nggak apa ya. Gue jujur kaget loh. Si Notar ya itulah. Cukup banget cok, what the fuck. Soldam gila ya. Iya. Baniko tidak tapi apa. Let's go Soldam. Aja ke salah satu map tadi sama reject. Iya. Tapi bagus lah. Jadi agak tegang-tegang sedikit. Gue agak expect loh ini apa F4Q sama si NTH ini bakal 2-0 sumpah. Kaget gue. I spoke no hyper and siege. Mungkin dia kayak coba-coba meta, tapi ternyata nggak works. Pas ini lawan ente dah anjing. Soldam bos, betul Soldam nih bos. Jangan main-main sama Soldam nih bos. Gila bro. Keren ya. Makan guys, aku makan ya. Amin. Gue tuh pasar Wingstop, tapi kayaknya banyak banget anjing. Gue beli kayaknya 10 biji cok, kali 2, 20 biji. Wings sama paha. Gue kira sama yang daging tok, ternyata aku salah pesen babi. Boom, PPRX semoga diabar terus, amin. Amin. Lowernya keras cok. Iya. Semua keras sih, soalnya masuk LCQ. Semoga ya.
Northception, that's the one, as I scroll down my bracket, are going to face off against the winner of PaperX versus Global, which is going to come down to us a little bit.
Kayak tapi menurut gue kayak ntar kalah deh sama PaperX. Terus main blue ternyata PPS kalah sebagai anjing. Itu sih hehe sih, sumpah. Kalita main Paladins gak? Iya, dulu aku main Paladins, tapi sekarang aku lagi males downloadnya. Soalnya aku sudah lama gak download kan. Jadinya kayak downloadnya banyak gitu loh. Terus kayak yaudah nggak main deh. Terima apa Wingstop jangan dong. Gue belum makan nih dari pagi. Halo Sasha, hai. Jadi kalian hari ini nonton Boom sambil lihat gue mukbang. Hai. Halo Anton. Welcome guys. Jangan lupa ya mampir seperti biasa di like dan di subs aja. Di share juga boleh. Serah. Sama makan ya guys, makan.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to find out.
Lah, yang di story Aura gue kira itu Lulit sama Mas Tepe. Kagak.
Or sticking with this and actually making it work. We're gonna have to close the book on that series. Congratulations.
Sejak kapan Lita pergi sama Tepe, bos?
Incredibly dominant victory, just 10 rounds.
Aku hanya remahan keju. Nggak bisa pergi sama YouTuber kelas atas.
New Turn versus Boom. It'll be our debut here for New Turn. First time seeing them play in a little while. And also, I think for New Turn, this is a bit of a redemption for them now after
Aduh, let's go Boom.
the loss of Lakia, and now
Entah improve banget mulainya tuh sekarang. Mainnya dulu waktu sebelum Master Balance masih aim sendiri-sendiri. Ya. Mereka sudah bekerja keras untuk bermain. Si Raffi, kenapa mukanya jadi kayak gitu? Nggak di zoom. Yang lain di zoom. Makan apa? Aku makan Wingstop. Itu Evi mantan Takel. Sejak awal kita mau bergaul sama sejak kapan? Gue gak bisa bergaul sama orang kelas atas. Siapa yang mau bergaul sama gue? Tepatnya tuh seperti itu, Kak. Sumpah Solo ganteng banget, Cok, sama lo. Oh my god. Ngapa? You're one of the best, guys. Let's go INDOPRIDE. Iya, ini garlic sama gue pesan 2. Garlic sama ini yang Asian Spice. Enak sih semua. Gue selalu pesan itu. Iya, ada jenong. Ada kenapa sih Dogi nggak suka banget sama jenong? Padahal jenong baik. Ih, gue nggak gitu suka yang kecut-kecut, tau nggak? Jadi gue kayak si Mango itu gue kayak expect kayak pasti kecut, jadi gue mager. Ya, best pokoknya Asian Spice sama garlic. Kayak ngapa nonton Cirai patu kabeh. Iyo, kan wong Korea me patu-patu. Oplas kabeh. Tanda. Kayak kecut deh. Oh, gue gak suka Ricis. Gak enak banget sumpah Ricis. Gak tau kenapa. Gak suka lah. Kamu Gartik. Gartik itu gampang banget. Enggak. Gambar.
I guess you could say heading in to this tournament. I think Flipshitter, obviously a player that stands out in my mind as having some pretty insane rounds. I'm curious, Asurai, for your opinion when you sort of
si Rahe sama Raimu apa? Si Rahe nggak Jawa, Raimu nggak Jawa. Raimu itu lebih kasar daripada si Rahe. Jadi kayak Raimu tuh ngoko ngomongnya.
Probably at least for New Turn, I'm always going to be looking at possibly allow N10X. Granted, it's always going to be the duelist that I'm going to be
Kayaknya
playing.
Yor udah main deh. Dia nggak jawab chatku ya.
Been a very how do you say this? A very very important aspect of each team that they do have that fantastic duelist to make do, and I think New Turn has allows them to do that. And looking into the match histories that they had for the previous, New Turn has had a very successful win rate up against every team that they've gone up against, except for maybe.
Persok udah boleh main nggak sih? Sebenarnya udah boleh, tapi kayak
region. But here's the
yang dimain tetap yang lama karena yang baru belum pernah latihan. Kecuali Raffi kan Boom botol sama Berserk barusan masuk kan. Jadi dia nggak main. Nggak sempet latihan guys.
When going up against teams outside of the career region, so Boom might be able to get a catch off with that kind of surprise tactic on their pockets.
Seperti itu Joy Rifan.
are kind of the favorites to win this series, but that gap isn't that big as some people might expect here. Boom, they're not the perfect team, they're not clean, but they do have lots of firepower.
Raffi aja masuk latihan cuman kayaknya 3 minggu intensif. 3 minggu lah, 3 mingguan. Nah, sampai 3 minggu 2 minggu. Soalnya si Raffi kan waktu itu sempat ini kan apa sih namanya? Kok karantina habis dari Malaysia. Misal lolos nih ya, wah nggak tahu bang. Gua kan bukan manajer Boom. Bisa jadi semua, bisa jadi nggak tahu lah. Nggak dagang.
The aggression is something, I mean, maybe they've seen a little bit of it with F4Q. It's a different type of aggression, though certainly I have heard word we're going to get into map select very, very shortly. So I'm curious here, Asarai, what your sort of expectations are heading in to map picks and bans here.
Gua lupa anjir mau story. Habis ini deh, habis makan.
I feel like Newturn might have a does have a bigger map pool than Boom Esports. If Boom
udah lama nggak konten apa, cuy.
Pantun
Pantun selamat sore untuk Kalita. Lihat mawar kuncupnya layu sambil makan kue onde-onde. Sambil makan kue onde-onde. Untuk Kalita yang di hatiku selalu, aku ucapkan selamat sore. Halo. Selamat sore juga.
Fine, specifically for Boom, I'm not really the biggest fan of because they have had, I think Black and Blue mentioned this, they're very wildy and rough with how they play on maps, and Bind is just the roughest map for Boom. Even with the addition of Frostmind, they still might struggle a lot on that particular map. So I'm not sure how this will go, but I think those are probably just going to be my thoughts. They have to be able to pick up the maps that I feel are just the most
boleh Anda iya dong. Dia selalu ada di sini. Terus kasih pantun aja. Best.
Alright, so maybe Newturn want to eye a bind or something like that and get them a little bit more out of their comfort zone, challenge them.
Nonton visi terakhir pas Master doang sama.
It's one of those weird situations because we haven't
seen
the majority of the teams in this tournament play in quite some time with
ini lama nih
maybe there's some tricks up their sleeve, so we can't rule anything out for either of these two teams in particular. But I mean, heading into maps like that is going to be very interesting to get underway. I have heard that it's coming very.
Let's go.
Map select on your screen. You know what? Have it. Newturn get to start things off on Bind. Then we have
wah susah anjing Bind sumpah.
I'm just double checking this right now. I have confirmation. Newturn banned away Icebox.
Bisa sih ini. Ayo let's go.
First of all, so that's what we've got there. Asarai, you were just telling me you didn't want to see the Bind. How are you feeling
kira Boom bakal pick Icebox tau. Ternyata Haven.
The same reason why I am not really the biggest fan of Bind as a map is because I really feel that it's one of the most straightforward maps that we have here. Even though you do have those teleporters.
Iya nih, biar casternya dapat duit lama anjing.
Specific set of agents, such as what we saw earlier with the Astra and the Viper. I feel like there's just one way of going back and forth in this map, regardless if you're attacking or defending. And Boom really struggles with their attacking there. There was a moment where Flipsitter was playing as a Wraith.
Kok si Haven
satchel into a site, but because the opponent team had an Astra,
gue bingung dah. Berarti Newturn pick ini loh, attacker loh, nggak defense.
Reduced offensive nature.
Lihat tuh, map kedua kan Haven Boom yang pick kan, berarti pertahanan sama attack-nya, maksudnya defense sama attack-nya kan si Newturn tuh. Si Newturn pick ini ya, attack.
Just your own personal bias that you hate Bind.
That's true.
I mean, every time we queue up and rank.
Menarik kayaknya. Biasanya kan orang picknya defense kan, ini attack-nya
this whole map veto does favor the side of Newturn. Like Bind is a good map for them. I will say that Haven at least could be some kind of stronghold for the side of Boom. Not their best map, but not their worst by far. But Ascent, I have to say that does heavily favor Newturn. That's the map that they've beaten both Fnatic on, and they've also beaten Version 1 on those both maps when they went to Iceland. And that's certainly not a map you want to be playing up against them in a final 3-map decider. For all things considered here, Boom, they are playing in an uphill battle.
Yeah, and I remember too, like,
tapi susah sih jujur map Ascent.
Picks on Bind as well.
Harus kerjasamanya, taktiknya harus banyak anjing.
On that map, so it'll be interesting to see what Boom can do up against them. I mean, now we do have to get into the agent select conversation. Now that we know we're heading into bind, first of all. So,
Kayaknya ini udah sampai beraksi, iya kayaknya.
bind, I hear it.
Tenang, aku akan menemani kamu sampai malam.
New turn good on that map. Boom, not so much. What do Boom do in agent select? They've got new players. What do you want to see out of them?
Man, I mean, we talked about how Frostmine, or I'm not sure if we talked about Frostmine today, but he has been doing quite well from the matches that they had yesterday, and he's actually standing on top with Flipsitter. I think he's like around overall 41 kills, and Flipsitter is like 45 in the best of 3 that they had, which was quite fantastic. So maybe they could use that to their advantage moving into bind. As for the agents that I'm looking forward to seeing, honestly, I probably would love to see Flipsitter back on his race. He only played the Jet yesterday, so I'm looking into that. And maybe with Frostmine being more of a flexible controller player, we could be seeing a Viper that Boom don't really know how to use, but with this new addition, could probably have that, you know, femme fatale agent in their
satu frekuensi nggak?
Pocket to pick out.
Ya sayang aku nggak bisa nonton malam nih, nggak apa-apa. Muncul di sini aja, aku sudah senang kalian, astaga.
Do agents fit in pockets? I'm not sure the metaphor lines up exactly.
Halo gitu, hai.
But,
kita nobar, oke guys?
I love it. I absolutely love it. We're gonna get to agents like just in a moment here. But Black and Blue, does that? I mean, I know here in Acer I talk about bind, probably not your favorite thing in the world, but did that cover everything, or did you leave anything out?
I mean, I do think that we're not going to get too many shakeups from Boom, at least on bind composition-wise. For the most part, like the last 8 times they've played Boom, bind here for Boom, they've had the exact same composition.
Aku makan Wingstop.
Out that Viper, and from what we've seen here this weekend, the Viper has
been
essential
Boom
to every single bind map that we've had played on here. For the side of New Turn, they're a team that actually doesn't like really pulling out the Viper that much, and that does give me kind of a bit of, I guess, levity for the side of Boom, that they have that one caveat that maybe they can, you know, kind of utilize and abuse that Viper, if anything, on their side, because New Turn won't have anything to necessarily counteract that with their own Viper. Like we talked about, they do have that breach, which would certainly be a big It's honestly not a bad pick. There are a bunch of teams here in APAC that do like bringing out that breach, and it can catch some teams off guard because you don't necessarily see that.
Ya, nonton di Twitch selalu katanya lebih cepat.
You'll end up screaming some teams who play breach on bind.
Kalian lebih enak nonton Twitch saat ini Inggris apa Indonesia menurut kalian?
To both here, but I do think for Boom, while they are the underdogs on bind, there's that one caveat that they have that they commonly use to great effect on this map, especially.
Yeah, it is interesting looking at the comps. I think I've got from quick maths here.
Ya, menikmati hari-hari terakhir di Jakarta. Kan bentar lagi sudah nggak ada Wingstop di Semarang.
If a Viper's in the game, I feel like you'd almost rather have a Sky. Her flash a little bit more versatile for getting through like Viper walls, pop flashing through that before you charge on forward. Whereas the breach, very conditional about putting it on
Dota 2
angles where it's just
ayo nonton banyak banget nih.
Over a Viper wall can be a little bit frustrating to deal with stuff like that. But when you're running double duelists like New Turn love to do, a Raze, a Jet, and a breach, like getting onto a site is so
Twitch
easy.
pas lagi main YT, pas lagi podcast. Iya betul. Twitch pas lagi main. Tapi ya beda 1-2 round. Jadi yang Indonesia itu nge-stream doang.
Their tactical play when it comes to playing
kayak one up itu
When
gimana?
it comes to executing onto a site, it is very, very strong. And New Turn at their peak, absolutely insane when it comes to that. But while we wait to get into agent select, I want to highlight our duelist. Asarai, you said it earlier, the duelist, so good. You always want to talk about those Jet players. Well, here's 2 of the best. Allow versus Flipsitter.
Hello.
I'll probably talk about Flipsitter first. This man is the shining beacon of Valorant Indonesia. Whenever people just come into chat from Indonesia, they always talk about Flipsitter.
Emang kedengaran banget kah?
For this particular man right here, and it goes to show he has a
ya namanya juga makan bang. Kalau mau dengerin ya udah cabut lah.
The only thing that probably is lacking from this guy
susah amat.
is his
Kau juga nggak maksa.
to pick up agents. Right
nah
now,
juga orang lapar mau makan
really
gimana?
The movement duelist, which is that Raze and Jet, and people might be able to catch up into that. But you know what? For now, it seems like he's doing well with this again, kind of how do you say this, changed roster that Boom has had with, of course, Frostmind joining in.
Yeah, I think it's really important, right? And Black and Blue, what we've seen from the first 2 days, or I guess day and a half of play now, is that if you have really strong individual players, like they are seeking out a ton of duels, they're absolutely popping off, they're pushing forward and making it happen. So in a lot of our games, it has come down to players like Allow and Flipster being the ones to pop off, getting that difference, and coming away with a win.
Of course, I mean, it is a strategic game, of course, and there's utility in this game, but at the end of the day, that
Yeah, gue cuma pertanyakan doang.
gunfights, and
Ya kalau lu nggak suka ya cabut lah.
Are these individual players making these big time plays in big time moments?
Lagian tanya apaan banget sih. Orang gue udah bilang dari awal gue mau makan, belum makan gue.
Especially when you have, you know, players of this
Orang makan pasti ada suaranya dong.
Want to enable them. That's honestly a big game.
Emang semut makan nggak ada suara anjing.
We saw it a while ago, just now there, when we saw, you know,
Halo MGS.
the rest there of their squad just, you know, helping them on that for Northception, for them to be able to kind of help enable him. And I do think that for both of these squads, that's something they're going to rely on quite as well. Maybe a bit more for Boom over Newturn, because Newturn are a bit more, how I guess, by the book, more strategic than anything, at least compared to Boom Esports, who are a bit more free flowing. But
udah lain kali kok ngomong santai gitu.
Sometimes a bit
orang
of
juga
chaos is exactly what you need in a
lagi
chaotic game.
santuy ngapain
Sometimes that's
sampai chat
exactly
kayak
what
gitu.
you want. All right,
Membuat suasana menjadi tidak enak anjir.
There's no button, guys. They didn't let me have it, so I wish I could. I wish I could chat. But I want to come to you guys and ask you what your expectations, what your predictions are for this series, because I feel like especially this series and the next one, we have a lot of
coba lu mikir, lu makan. Coba lu Kal makan, Kal 2004.
Who is winning the series and what's the score?
Lu makan.
You asked me the hard questions.
Ada nggak suaranya ngecap? Ini ngecap nih.
You're not walking
Ini ngecap namanya.
Yeah, I can't walk away like what I did a while ago. I feel for me, even though I'm a really big fan and
namanya
supporter
ngecap.
of the
Kalau
Southeast Asian
kriuk-kriuk
representatives,
ya emang makanannya kriuk-kriuk ya gimana?
Has that kind of chaotic style that Black was talking about, but I feel that that's not gonna be enough to go up against Newturn here. My prediction would be Newturn, especially if Newturn are able to Goomba stomp Boom on Vine. I don't think Boom will be able to kind of recuperate from that. But if Boom miraculously wins, maybe they can get this into a game 2, maybe even a game 3. But I feel like, again, the quintessential round here or map here would definitely be Vine, because I feel like that is the thing that Boom needs to kind of create their mental fortitude to be able to win up against such a titan team like Newturn, who have already said to, you know, have that have those kind of games under their belt up against other international teams and other international teams and actually do well. So yeah, Newturn for me.
All right, Black and Blue, you're up.
I mean, I have to go the same way, yeah, in Newturn, and I do think they are the favorites of this series. I honestly expected you to go.
Tapi kalau Boom misalnya lawan Newturn gila sih. Gue
I'm going Newturn.
Terharu cuk.
Initial prediction, and I'm sticking with that because I do think on paper they are the better team. Now that doesn't mean to say that Boom don't have a chance to win.
Main di server Hong Kong.
As you also put it, that the big win condition for them is to take map number 1. Is to take Bind. If they can take Bind, then we have a series. If they don't take Bind,
lama banget.
I just don't.
Mainnya jam berapa ya? Padahal dia si Yours udah bilang sih dia tanding. Paling tanggal berapa main di server Hong Kong? Kayaknya setahu gua kalau server Hong Kong itu dapat ping 50-60. Orang Koreanya gua nggak tahu. Soalnya Korea tuh lebih deket kan sama Hong Kong. Harusnya lebih bagus. Karena Korea juga lebih cepat internetnya daripada Indo. Semoga ping div-nya nggak terlalu parah.
I think Newturn have what it takes to get the reads, especially moving to the second half and close out the game.
So Newturn can close it out. They win.
Sabar guys, gua pingin
ini
story.
Boom, maybe, I mean, they could mix things up. You're saying, right? Like a Yoru, a KO, perhaps maybe could fit into the mix for them. Perhaps. Ooh, I don't know. What else do we need to round out the perfect composition? Maybe just
mulai anjing, gua mau sorry
something
nih.
like this could work. I'm putting something together. I'm concocting the perfect agent select. If you guys haven't noticed, we're still waiting.
Pas kapan itu si Jason main sama Lakia di Hong Kong juga kayak enggak si Lakia main di SG makanya ketemu Ior kan pas stream.
There have been
Itu kayaknya kalau Korea ke Indo itu pingnya 70-an, 80-90. Oh nggak salah ya, seinget gua.
LCQ, at least for the Southeast Asian side, so that's kind of a sad thing, but at least
Indo ke Hong Kong bener, 40-60 dari. Iya lama banget, gua udah capek nih. Nggak sampai 100.
I did say that it is kind of interesting.
Itu gue juga pernah main sama Mio, dia nggak sampai 100, tapi 90-an, hampir 100 tapi nggak sampai.
Especially with the combination of Frostmine, is even with the addition of Frostmine.
Masih ngomong Frostmine, astaga, lama kali kau.
Awkward teen transition phase in finding a group. Where he's just like,
tapi ping dia nggak gitu gede ya kalau dari Korea. Ya soalnya Korea internet paling bagus sedunia kan, salah satu.
He got straight into the boom roster and he started like duo stacking with Flipsitter on some of the sites that we saw from yesterday when they went up against Fennel, which was incredible. Like Frostmine would play a bait, then there's going to be Flipsitter with an operator, and it works out well for them. And maybe they can actually use that now on Bind, because usually one of the things that I also do like to point out that Boom severely
muter-muter doang anjir.
We were able to witness during
kayak ada sesuatu deh makanya diulur-ulur nih.
Very easy time being attacked on the defending side, and maybe with a more concrete positioning of
the best main di home
angles. If he's
coba ya kita lihat one up.
Ini aduh pengen ketemu sama teman-teman Koreanya, teman Rere tuh jauh banyak di Korea.
Iya, soalnya kayak mau ngomongin drama Korea kan nggak enak juga di sini ya. Kita back to the game lagi. Dan juga untuk di pertandingan
mungkin ada masalah koneksi. Gue takut anjir Ior nge-freeze lagi PC-nya, jangan sampai ya dia nge-freeze PC-nya.
Bukan pick agent maksudnya kayak mengatur strategi, karena ini adalah satu kesempatan juga, karena satu slot lagi maksudnya untuk ke babak Champion Tour teman-teman semua. Dan Prosmisi kira-kira nih untuk Boom Esports.
Oh iya, ternyata player NU ada yang boker guys. Jadi kita harus nunggu sebentar. Anjas, bokernya anjing. Ngelesnya. Iya nggak main-main.
Loser will go down, and let me just double check and get this right. The loser will go and face off against the winner actually of Reject versus Dom1, two teams that lost yesterday early on in the tournament. So it's definitely a situation where the longer you can hold out in the winners bracket, just like significantly less games you're gonna have to play. I think winners bracket, if you win out entirely.
Sukses lagi beli beras disuruh emaknya. Kayaknya iya dah. Suwi banget. Suwe ora jam.
Compared to losing today and you're playing 1, 2, 3,
Aduh,
4,
melarat anjing.
potentially
Headset gua.
6 for teams that lost yesterday as well. So if you're trying to limit the amount of games
Iya, semoga nggak ada aneh-aneh dah sama Boom.
on you, you need to show up and you need
Lebih jernih di Twitch apa di YouTube sih? Coba ya.
We have both Dom1 Gaming and F4Q sent down to the lower bracket. I think that especially after New Turn's performance, really excited about the Korean region and their performance overall in Valorant. So it is a little bit shocking to see 2 of the 3 teams dropping down already in round 1, Black and Blue.
Yeah, for sure. And the funny thing is, one of those teams already have that international experience to go in Berlin on F4Q, and then now we have another team who has that Masters experience from Iceland this time. And we saw after that and as we talked about that, they kind of Iceland this time, and we saw after that and as we talked about that, they kind of had a bit of a regression.
Sama aja ya.
They lost 1 to 2, plain and simply, to finally get something under the wings. They lost
Sama aja.
1 to 2, in a 3-game series. Haven't been looking up to shape as we might normally expect from them.
Lid suka bagel kuping nggak sih kalau pakai headset lama? Jujur ini headset sih sakit sih. Kalau kalian beli G Pro ini headset gimana ya? Kuping yang kayak bawah gua tuh kayak ketekan banget jadinya sakit.
On the other end of things, we talked about time and time
Jadi
again. Flip Jitter, he's
kayaknya lebih enak kalau headset yang enteng dah. Soalnya Cipro ini termasuknya berat. Tapi suaranya emang kalau buat main bagus gitu. Jadi ada plus minus lah sebenarnya.
If you're a great player, those are just going to bolster you even more so ever than, you know, kind of pull you down. It's not going to work that way. If you're a great player, it should by anything fuel you to kind of perform as best as you can. And right now we're looking to see if Newturn's best can get back to
Gue bakal nggak punya ini loh, Buya, apa namanya?
Here's something that, you know,
ngomongnya
might be a kind of
login ya,
for fans
account.
of Newturn and Newturn
Belum buat
themselves,
gua.
that even
Mager.
if they have that slight chance of losing and they got dropped down to the lower bracket, they might actually go to a much more comfortable situation when they actually be dropped there, because that's where the team like Damwon and Reject are, and those
Earphone
are teams
Apple
that
pakai sound
we
card sih.
already know they've probably they've already kind of
Gue
had
tuh
dealings with,
sebenarnya
and
punya
that's probably
kan
gonna put Newturn in
kayak
a perspective where, okay, we
headset
don't have to study
apa sih
as
earphone
hard as we have to
iPhone,
do right
tapi
now with teams like
kayak
Boom,
suaranya jadi
KPRX, with
jadi
other
kecil
teams that we
banget.
haven't
Nggak tahu
played
gue
against
kenapa
with,
bisa
again, with,
kecil
like, Global
banget.
Esports. So that might be something like a little bit of a safety
Makan
net,
nih,
so to
sabar
speak.
gue
So
mau
kinda
ambil
we
minum
just put
sih.
it out there, you know,
Sabar ya
just in
guys,
case
gue
they
ambil
lose.
minum.
Again, I feel like the chances are high that they win this one.
Okay. Still thinking they're gonna be able to take this. I mean, it feels so brutal, especially if you get down into the lower bracket and you're playing like teams from your own region. It's like, I don't want to eliminate you, but I have to. We have to make it happen. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the way
Kok
it
kayak
works.
headset Cipro tuh gimana ya?
We're gonna be trying to get into agent select very
Kurang
shortly.
suka sih.
We had to
Coba lu
figure
kalau
out some
Cipro
ping issues,
lebih
restart
ringan
some
lebih enak
PCs
kali.
to make sure that
Kayak
everyone is
MH
geared up.
atau
We got a fair
HyperX.
game on our hands. Everyone's going to be doing all right. And if you guys don't know, this is an online event, right? So players going to be playing from different countries around the Asia-Pacific region, but teams are going to be playing on the servers just about even. So trying to get that ping as close as possible between the two. So it's not LAN environment, but it is going to be as balanced as possible between the two teams. So we've got to make sure that that is going to be set for our squads facing off here today, so that we can figure out who exactly is the best team remaining to get that final spot headed to Champions early on in December. It's crazy. For me, first of all, how quickly this year has gone by with, I mean, everything, but even just the Valorant Champions.
Iya, headset MH752 enak serius. Tapi Cipro, kalau suara emang bagus Cipro, kayak lebih kedap juga. Tapi ya minusnya sakit banget dipakai kalau lu udah main misal 5 jam, 4 jam udah capek anjir.
We are just moments away. Everyone, Agent Select is on the horizon. We teased you a little bit talking about
Earcupnya tuh kayak gimana ya? Jadi ini telinga gua kayak ketekan gitu. Terus gua kan pakai ini kan, cewek pakai anting. Jadi tuh kadang tuh anting gua kayak ketekan banget. Jadi bolongan anting gua kayak ketekan ke bawah gitu. Jadi bolongannya jadi merah.
For all of you, they picked it on Breeze, another map that starts with B. It feels like flawless logic, but we are finally into Agent Select. Everyone, we got the breach for so.
Gue mau upgrade mousepad ke Artisan, worth it gak? Jujur Artisan sih mahal sih, buat cuman mousepad sebenarnya. Kayak menurut gue sih mousepad gak gitu ngaruh banget ya. Menurut gue. Bahkan dulu gue pakai kayak yang shirt mah enak. Tapi ini gue dikasih KCK jadi ya gue pakai aja. Tapi ya tergantung orang sih. Artisan Ior juga pakai Artisan bagus sebenarnya. Tapi kalau lu mau upgrade mending upgrade yang lain sih menurut gua. Disimpan duitnya buat upgrade mouse atau headset menurut gua sih. Menurut gua soalnya kalau kecuali ya mousepad lu udah brodol jelek banget. Nah, itu ya udahlah lu ganti. Kalau lu misal masih bagus-bagus aja mousepad sayang sih menurut gua. Iya, KCK udah enak sumpah. Artisan kalau di Indo berapa sih? 1,6 ya?
Oh yeah.
Si Yor waktu itu dapat murah. Jadi ya udah.
onto the sides with
Dia
the
cuman
double satchel. I think it's much more explosive than the Jets.
dapat
And
berapa
with the
ratus soalnya
composition that
dari
they have,
Jepang.
I think it makes a lot more sense. If Boom had the
Ini mahal banget
capabilities to use
artisan
the
di Indo.
breach, I think I
Nggak
would probably
logis.
be looking at Flipster be playing with that jet.
Lebih
But
enak
since it's
lu
not, I think
pakai
Rage makes a lot more
kicek
sense. At
kayaknya.
least the paint shells
Kalau
will be
nggak
able to clear out certain angles that,
mouse-nya
your
Ior
sniper might not be
itu
able to.
AX
So that's
outset
something
dia
that's pretty
ada
cool. Ior, just wanted to point it out as well. He
apa
really
namanya?
is that anchor killjoy player, so
Gua
we probably won't be seeing him on anything else other than this one. But that's not really a bad thing. He's been fantastic with the killjoy, even from yesterday's matches.
Gua jadi dengerin Asurai ngomong anjing. Dia ngomong Ior, hihi. Emang the best ya. Apa namanya? Mousepad mah bagus juga tuh. AX outset. Habis itu warnanya juga cantik. Habis itu lu bisa custom nama. Bagus. Ada temen gue yang jual bekasan dia 900. Bekas kalau masih bagus oke. Sebenarnya kalau mousepad lu nggak rusak jangan sih menurut gue. Menurut gue.
How excited were you to see Viper on new turn? Let's just get this out of the way.
Well, incredibly excited because I've never played it on Bind
Sabar guys,
before.
gue story dulu. Haha.
Surprised to see that it's going to be Hyunny coming out with the Sky, so it seems like he's going to be receiving a little bit of the Lakia treatment over on the side of Vision Strikers. Not going to be seeing a Sova. He's going to be sticking in with the Sky here, and Allow gets to maintain his jet play. Push around the corner though. Allow gets a quick little spot in. We'll just force the pullback
Ayo nonton.
moment as they retreat over onto the B side.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked to see Hyunny not on the jet, just because in particular with the change to the Blade Storm, we saw Hyunny be absolutely filthy with it in Korea, and Bind was also the map where he single-handedly crushed U-Turn during VCT Stage 3.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because if not, I was going to get in there, but yeah, this is where he basically made a name for himself and got the eyes, the attention of Newturn. Quick flash out around the corner. Hyunny going to be looking to pull back. It's actually going to be suggested goes down. Blaze King with a nice headshot. Manages to find a second. Down as Lau finds that kill, but he's quickly traded out as Flipster will go ahead.
Oh, nice shot. Nah siapa tuh di terakhir? Ngeliat gua.
Starting things off quite nicely.
Yeah, kind of an awkward one there for new turn. They're not
Aduh,
really
amin
able to
Bu
find
menang.
anything from
Amin.
Luka, so they all have to go through
Amin.
long B and
Kita nggak boleh
kinda one by
takabur
one
guys.
make their way in,
Let's
and,
go
some
Boom.
good flashes, some other things along the way, kind of gum up the works, and new turn just never really
Gila
able
si
to
Yor
gain
sih.
much space as they go towards B.
Skin apa tuh?
The
Kelihatan
toxic
bagus
screen was
aja.
over on A, not really able to cover much of their progress there. And let's see if they can
Kiceka bagus sumpah. Oh, Bani. Gak ada meja agak susah gak sih? NU ada trap killjoy juga. Nggak tahu sih, gue nggak tahu. Gue nggak pernah nonton si Nocturne sih, jujur. Jadi gue nggak bisa komen, baru nonton. Tapi Hyunny ini jago banget guys. Kalau kalian tahu, Hyunny. Oh, Megapang ya? Si Yor sih pakai Megapang terus ya, tapi enak sih Megapang. PSXL sepatnya botol nggak tahu guys, nggak dagang gua. Kalau yang masalah internal guys, nggak dagang gua. Oh, Bani. Faksi katanya Crow bahannya sama kayak Zoe. Iya, faksi AX outset. Enak sih, kayak pegang gitu.
They get cleaned up. Not sure how much information they were really able to garner on either side. They might not know that Asterisk is just waiting right inside of the garden here with this stack. The blind comes out, Allow falls down.
Bener kalau lu, wih, bagus banget.
Already online.
Kalau lu beli apa sih mousepad kalau nggak pro player yang mahal banget, sayang sih menurut gua. Kalau nggak, emang kalau lu emang punya beli apa ya, bejibun duit ya gas aja. Kalau nggak sayang. Oh, yang custom itu namanya itu? Yang faksi AX outset. Maksud gua faksi. Satu merek sama AX outset. Mouse-nya Yor.
To control the middle part of the map. Yeah, Perry finds one that's nice, but The problem here now is you invested a lot of money into that last round for New Turn, and you're left not being able to get rifles.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Kok nonton nggak beli apa-apa guys?
Are concerned, as you're kind of getting to solo getting picked like that. All of a sudden, that double flash potential where you really want to just lock somebody down, hit him with a fault line.
Wah, Bani DC deh kayaknya, diem doang. Bani bukan situ, Riz.
And then manage to push in, get that kill. It all goes out the window and becomes much less reliable.
Bani DC anjir.
Cannot afford to get picked off like that. Now, in an awkward position as far as the economy is concerned, we'll have to see what New Turn does. But it seems like for a brief little moment at least, we do have a pause.
Yeah, and really it's tough if you're a breach and you don't have a player alive to control either showers or hookah. Really important to set up the crossfires on either site. Those fault lines, like you mentioned, really impactful in those specific areas. The flashes help, of course, as the desk was talking about. You know, the flashes can only be used through walls, so it's not like the sky flash where you can land it inside of a smoke.
Aku bingung kenapa kok nggak beli-beli lagi.
To hit with it.
Ternyata ada DC. Emang ini harus cuma beli pistol doang. Klasik pakai.
But again, a lot of money was invested there for New Turn in their anti-eco, and now they're stuck back on Sheriffs and Frenzies trying to do something here, and it's a big-time bonus for BME. They might just well go up 3-0.
Yeah, very well poised to do so. We just have to wait and see, be a little bit more patient. Get things underway.
Iya, mega gampang kan. Harusnya dia beli macam-macam. Maksudnya beli at least bonus dia beli ini kan. Util. Oh bener, technical pause.
Yeah, really
Bani beneran DC deh.
Start here for Flipsjitter as well. Once again, doing some good stuff with this Ghost. And he's banking so much money right now. You can see there on the right hand of your side of your screen. He's already sitting on 5,200. We'll see if that's not too bad. Yeah, for round 3, maybe you sneak an operator in there. You know, we see this with some teams where they'll like global esports will just fully
jangan sampai aneh-aneh dah, sumpah.
To a very early operator to really establish some dominance. I don't know if that's going to happen here, but that would be kind of I think a neat little thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he wants to play it out a little bit more cautiously, since he would only have 100 to spare if he would only be able to afford a half armor. So probably wants to wait until he can more comfortably
jangan sampai aneh-aneh, sumpah, please.
Up at 150 if he wants to go for an operator at all. Seen some change-ups here across some of these teams as far as who's running what. I mean, in Boom's first matchup going up against Fennel.
Boom kalau event internasional, iya mas saya itu waktu VCT lawan apa Yor DC.
Raze, I guess, was kind of the second most common one, at least for us over in the Korean
itu kan Yor kan, yang pakai cypher berhenti di tengah-tengah.
Picking up Raze, picking up the AWP on maps like Haven, using blast packs to get into nice peak spots at the very start of a round, try to get a shot.
Tadi waktu kemarin juga tahu si Yor ini PC-nya nge-freeze, tau nggak? Yang main di Icebox lawan Fennel nggak sih?
In Korea, we haven't really seen much operators outside of the Jets, so I think
RTO kasian
that
banget.
for most of the world, of course, and I'm a little surprised that if anybody was gonna try it besides RP,
emang di side ya? Oh itu enggak, yang di P itu kayaknya.
Blast packs where he can, sidestep himself essentially very quickly. It's
Iya,
not
as
impactful or as fast as a tailwind.
Juara master saya pertama anjing. Bisa.
Quickly, so we didn't see that today. I think you and I are kind of in a bit of a tailspin with the Korean region. Achilles hasn't been the best tournament so far.
I mean, let's just be fully upfront about it. This is no longer a conversation about which Korean.
Boom apes di match kok, XL apes di break. Iya cowok, dia ketemunya susah-susah ya, extend. Pertama langsung ketemu extend.
It has been it's a little bit of a renaissance period right now for the other regions here.
Iya anjing banget ya.
Just looking absolutely excellent. Boom, a little bit of a rough start, a little bit of a closer series versus Fennel than they might have liked to have played. They probably wanted to win that a little bit more successfully. But overall, they look quite strong. They had some pretty streaky moments on both of those maps that they were able to play. But I was talking about this on the desk yesterday with you.
Kok nggak balik-balik anjing Bani? Gimana tuh anjing?
They're looking to be the beacon of light for Indonesia, carry that torch forward, and show that they can be a competitive region. And taking down New Turn, I mean, by God, that would absolutely be a statement.
Oh, and I would love to see it. I've been really excited to see these regions all
Yeah,
playing
you're
very well across the
ngekill
board.
aja.
I mean, the Japanese teams, of course, with Norception, really handling F4Q quite nicely. I thought Fennel played Boom very close, very nicely.
Kali sama
Boom
Ior
in general
mentor
looking
mulut.
pretty good, a little bit inconsistent,
Enggak lah.
has been their
Jago-jago
MO, but
mah
they
mereka.
always seem to
Raffi
find
juga.
the magic towards
Raf
the end of
gitu.
their rounds to really recover nicely, and that
Gimana
just
ya?
goes to show how good the mental
Tembakannya sakit.
fortitude is for these teams, and everybody wants
Tapi
that one spot, of course, so badly to go to champions at the end of the year, to add, more.
pengen bilang gameplaynya gampang ketebak.
Everybody here in Asia is really trying to prove that they belong, that they could compete with those North American and European teams.
Bani live DC karena kabelannya kesenggol. Apa gimana? Ya sama Vettel kalau disatuin lucu sih. Perkenalan teknik sipil. Si Vidal sih kocak banget loh. Dia S2 tapi rada-rada dongo anjing. Kocak banget.
These teams that have made it forward to these international events, they're saying, no, it's my turn. You already got a trip.
Oh, udah balik tuh.
Or a trip to Iceland. It's my turn to go to Europe.
Si Bani.
So they're going to be fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they can get that happening. Guys,
pokoknya si Bani jangan sampai DC lagi ya pas pertengahan match anjir, sumpah. Itu sih sedih ya. Sampai DC.
How this round is going to go. I'd love to call it a bonus.
Iya, S2 dibegoin sama Kumlot. Kasian banget si Vidal. Dibully anjing.
This is not exactly the bonus that they were looking for.
Definitely not.
The deficit. It's a deficit round.
Yeah, the stocks are down for sure on this one, and it looks like it is going to be Spectre picked up here for Flipshitter, so not going to try anything crazy, like grabbing an op early and seeing if they can snowball that into a big-time lead. There is the Seekers there for Blaze already, because he has been having a phenomenal round. This is just going sideways so bad for Newturn to start on this attacker side. Maybe they can find Eco here. We've seen, again, quite a few today. Looks like B is going to be where a lot of the Newturn presence is heading. Immediately going to check for some information. There's another flash, and this has been tough for Newturn to deal with.
Blaze King. Let's get dazed up there for just a moment. Dog's going to spot quite a few people waiting outside by the teleporter. Another flash going to go out, but doesn't want to try to follow up with a peek.
Tibain bakal jelas menang game. Kekal loh si ini. Kocak banget si Vidal. Try hard ya langsung.
Yeah, well, you can see that, again, they want to press the issue on long B, but it's just fantastic holds here from Blaze. I mean, he's getting the information early.
Otak licik sama Kumplot. Vidal lucu banget tapi sumpah.
Getting a little bit of damage. The Seekers go out a little bit early, but Flipshitter pops out and gets solo.
Nice banget.
Really nice little peek there. Flipshitter and Solo just not quite ready for it. Maybe he was even in the process of trying to destroy the Seeker and couldn't transition his aim fast enough to try to trade it back. Allow Will Man to pick one up, so it'll be a 4v4. Push in, Hyuni with a nice headshot, finds Blaze King, but Asterisk instantly trades one back, finding Suggest. Blinds out, but Hyuni lines up another shot. Gets him in the skull. Frostmine will take him down, but Allow, having recovered a Spectre, it's the kill onto Frostmine, and now it is just Eeyore. Slow to start from him in their first series versus Fennel. Pushes into the site, manages to find one. And 15 health remaining.
What a turn there from Eeyore on the side is Perry. Doesn't take any damage, gets quite a bit into Eeyore. It's pretty even on the health bars here.
Buset! Woo! Nice Eeyore!
Well done here.
Snap. Yeah, phenomenally played there from Eeyore down to 13 HP. I mean, Perry really made him work for it. I bet his heart was pounding in that moment, but he clutches it out.
Lutun meta flasher anjing. Blitz sama Sky. Sheesh, Eeyore nih po. Iya, flick orang tua anjir.
This is going to be catastrophic. We might even have to see attack pause get called.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I think if they can't win this round, absolutely you got to go for the tack pause and really stop the bleeding. We saw a little bit of two good shots with the Sheriff to open up some space.
Menang bonus sih.
Honestly, that was a pretty good round for Newturn, all things considered. Being on, a bad round economically to get 4 kills, to do some economic damage, you at least Eeyore is still on the Spectre, of course, since he survived, but you at least got some pretty good value out of that round. You got the spike.
Orang tua hit dia.
Economically, it wasn't the end of the world for that round 3.
Pemain boom habis kelar mid pada minus menang. Iya anjing. Wah! Poeng blinded.
Again, see the Trailblazer comes out. Spots one on the side, should have spotted Igor as well. They're going to be looking to try to get the pinch here on a blade.
Oh, nice banget aja.
Getting blinded, tries to pull back, takes a little bit of damage, a smattering of it on that exit, but will retreat with his life intact. So in the meantime, is he prepared? Spray comes out, quite a bit of damage into Flip's Jitter. Both of them going to be down to around half. 54 here for Solo, 38 for Flips.
Ada yang nggak jaga tuh?
Look to go their
Shower.
separate ways, but the
Oh,
healer
ada.
is a little bit closer. So Flip's Jitter just going to get pushed back up to 100.
Loh,
Solo
Aya udah masuk anjir.
joins back in with Yoni.
Man, what a great little move by Flip's Jitter. Almost gets Solo out of it. Now it's Frostmine trying to control lamps, but right now it is going to be.
Nah, lamps-nya 4 biji, ya.
Spike is down.
Solo taking a bit of damage. Spike getting planted again as there's a nice little delay. I believe Frostmine with that snake bite.
Aduh, nice banget cok anjing.
Looking to spray down too. He will find it. He just responds in kind and
Waduh,
goes down as a
kok
live
1
fight,
v3
too.
tiba-tiba?
He just goes ahead, gets another on top of it, getting rid of that
Anjing, internet.
counterpart Viper. Now it is just going to be Blaze.
Apa gua nonton di YouTube ya biar nggak loading ya?
Everybody relatively healthy.
Gimana, guys?
Play this out, try to look for some exit frags and otherwise hold on to the right.
Iya, tiba-tiba.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that Blaze.
Ini observernya kadang tolol tau gak? Yang perang di mana, yang diliatin di mana. Tapi yang kemarin parah sih.
Over-aggress onto this and throw a gun away. Yeah, that was. I thought the spike.
Hari pertama gila banget.
I thought the sound cue had made that noise when it hits the ground, but just in the nick of time they were able to.
Gua nggak mau share screen, kalau share screen tuh di Discord tabel lebih jelek parah. Makanya gua mikirnya kayak kalau nggak dari YouTube aja. Iya, ini udah mendingan. Tapi tetep aja gitu ya. Tempur mana yang dilihat mana?
See if they can keep trending in that direction.
Tipok OP lucu banget sumpah.
Economic damage here to the side of Boom. I already see Asterisk gonna have to move over. Not quite gonna be able to get a full rifle. I would say full rifle, but you know, Bulldog instead of a Phantom or a Vandal.
Ya, observernya magang nih.
Still be incredibly deadly if you can
Soalnya
open.
One Up itu kok observernya ada 5 guys, kalau kalian tahu.
Almost there. And it's just not quite enough, but it's
Nah,
not bad
bagus.
at all. The Bulldog, you know, you see people just hit some nasty shots with that burst fire on there. It is also, you know, the cosmic divide here for Asterix. So potential retake could be made a little bit easier. Lau still sitting on that Blade Storm, hasn't popped it just yet.
Nice banget.
He's just so blind. There's nothing he
Lah,
can do.
si Bani kok si
Do manage to at least make it a 1-for-1, but down there Jet.
lah,
Not going to be seeing a Blade Storm out now
what the fuck?
in this round. It's a nice little trade out.
Kok nggak
Overall going to be feeling
maju tadi si ini? Dustin, what the fuck? Kok Ior yang maju, what the fuck? Iya, kasihan banget Desnya nabrak kan, sial banget. Halo? Iya nih. Kekuatan coach Korea, let's go, tunjukkan.
He's now making his way into the site. Still have Blaze hovering nearby. He's making his way back over to B as he does hear that plant going off. Now they're just going to go ahead and rotate through. So just trying to see if anybody's going to come out this side, try to take the TP, but now they have to get over to the site. The defuse is coming in. I don't think they're going to be able to stop this.
What in the world happened over here? This is
Entela
not so
suges.
good. It did get stopped just in time. The flash.
Si Perry-nya mana?
For a second.
Walah, di market
As
jauh
well.
banget.
The defuse being held by Flip's Jitter. They are going to find it. That's going to be the round win. Suggest Pop's Blaze kicked down, but that was not so good for New Turn.
Coba itu turunin dikit, apa yang diturunin dikit? Doge. Iya. Flank di A-nya lama banget. Bisa di, maksudnya udah di plan kan. Harusnya mereka balik. Ini lama banget. Dalit cabut dulu basket. Oke, Vincent. Semangat olahraganya.
They still had so much time to play with so many members. They just said, you know, let's wait for reinforcements.
Potong itu ada blank space. Emang ya? Di mana?
Potong
apa?
Boom. New Turn, a cheeky idea. it was going
Screen ya?
somewhat okay up until I'd say Hyuni died in lane.
Maksudnya screennya?
Well, and also I got to give Boom a lot of credit here. They clearly did their homework. That's something that Solo loves to do, to fake
Screennya.
those A hits and then rotate right back.
Sabar,
to
sabar,
Luka,
sabar.
try to get the spike down, and it doesn't fool them or
Screen
Blaze at
gua.
all. So it's a great adjustment.
Oh
A
iya,
great hold
anjing.
here. Blaze
My
really
bad
showing
ya,
why
guys.
he's widely talked about from this team as being one of their top fraggers. He's very, very difficult to deal with that Sky. He's done such effective work there on Long B, keeping Allow at bay. And once again, we've got a lot of members stacked up on short A for Newturn. Is it going to be the big hit? The Rolling Thunder is going to come through and open up.
Maaf dah anjing.
Stripper
Stripper magang, yes. Maaf ya. Maaf guys, maaf.
Lamps just going to be waiting around the corner. Reminder that right click will only kill one. Not going to find any resets.
Iya, IGL-nya kacau.
The TP out as they go ahead say, okay, we got the lockdown. Now shift over towards the opposite side.
Bagus banget anjing.
Just on the other side of this nebula. Going to be ready to strike.
Atuh.
Come in, he gets allowed to go back to the stall. Eeyore is here for the crossfire. Managed to take two down with them.
Anjing pas banget.
Absolutely blows up Solo and suggests with a long wraparound. Just now arrives and with no time remaining. He's got
nice banget, sumpah.
Now this is going to be a tough order for Suggest.
Tadi nyabun cok, aduh.
They're going to be in economic dire straits. I mean, Allow was able to
Udah panik anjing, Nanda juga nyabun cok.
But at the end of the day, it's going to be 5-1 here for Boom.
Akhirnya ulti Bani kena cok, sumpah. Anjing, bikin gergetan itu kalau nggak kena.
Newturn's not ready for it. I mean, Blaze being off in that corner on top of the box
Iya.
completely
Bagus banget tapi sumpah. Oh my god. Let's go.
That was just so well read by Boom. So well.
Tadi Eeyore juga cover ya?
The timings here been phenomenal.
Bagus banget covernya.
Yeah. Very nicely done.
Mapic Newturn, ya. Newturn.
Lurks back over towards B. Blaze just hanging out at that site, saying no, it's always going to end up coming back to B. Reads it well. Is prepared, manages to take somebody out with him. And just completely cancels that Blade Storm as well for Allow. Didn't manage to find any value there.
Mata apa nih?
Newturn making their way out of showers. Snakebite right on the corner.
Anjing di delay habis-habisan anjir.
Space to try to plant. Gonna go down. The Snakebite plus the paint shells results in his death. Now the
oh my god.
Annihilated and Flips Jitter is just keeping this spike.
Nice banget sumpah. Malo utility.
Oh, Blaze is even gonna get Solo in the side of the head, and now it's
unbelievable.
Hyuni and Suggest. Dude, I wanted to talk about this before the map even began, that the post-plant potential here for Boom is so good. With the Rays, with the Astra, with everything.
Let's go, guys. Let's go into Pride.
And so you think if you're Newturn, we're going to cut off a narrow corner here. We're going to use the Toxic Screen and the Cosmic Divide to make
Teori tahan pujian.
A site is completely cut off. No, it's actually not.
Boleh. Teori tahan pujian, guys.
The Cosmic Divide, it's just not safe, and they do such a good job with it.
Utility goes through, but audio doesn't really, so you're not going to be hearing these things coming through. You're not going to necessarily hear the boom bot. Know that it's going to be right on top of you. Know that the paint are ready to explode. And the other thing here that makes it so easy for Boom is that it's such a small target area. They know exactly the only place that this flight can get planted at. So they know exactly where to aim. Hyuni gonna manage to find one on the back end as he just looks to keep his rifle in his hands.
Bagus banget, Boom. Let's go.
Only casualty that Boom will suffer here. Newturn 1-6.
Wah, gue datang untuk ngebet Boom. Lu ngebet di mana? Jujur gue tertarik buat ngebet, guys. Sumpah, gue udah gatel. Gue tanya sama Eeyore. Eeyore, gue pengen ngebet. Bet nggak ya? Ya udah terserah. Tapi gue nggak ngerti cara betnya di mana. Tadi keren banget.
Not that the rest of the maps have be super concerned for Newturn.
Tadi ngedelay
Haven has been a problem for
Newturn
them
pas
globally, and then when
map
they came back to Korea,
round ke-7 bagus banget.
From the
Joyrian.
mistakes that Newturn had in Iceland, the kind of
Bang Kaco, smoke Bang Kaco.
weaknesses that were exposed
Bang
there,
Kaco, Bang Kaco, Bang Kaco
overall, I think,
gitu.
you know, this isn't going to be the end of the world if they lose Bind, but
Si Flip
definitely
pasti ngomong
Boom
gitu.
looks to be the better teams here so far, and
Ah, di Wilson. Kalau beneran gue jujur gue tertarik gitu. Sumpah. Yang beneran. Kayak jadi nonton jadi deg-degan. Ayo gitu. Kalau
Kalau
lu bet kayak bener pakai uang kayak rasanya kayak jantung mau copot, apalagi kalau misal tim yang lu bet nge-wave anjing. Deg-deg ser aja. Minat dia jadiin Wilson. Oh iya. Maksudnya aku tanya Wilson ya. Nah,
That's a really good
Ntar
point.
dulu.
And it is a bit of a different look here. Again, the first time we're seeing a Viper from Newturn.
Baik, Ci. Loh, halo Ci, baik Ci. Gimana sih Eden? Kok kamu begitu?
I mean, he just has his number there on hookah.
Jangan masukin kripto aja bisa boncos berkali-kali lipat. Lu tahu nggak? Gua masukin 3 juta, hilang setengah anjing, setengah lebih malah. Sisa cuma 1 juta lebih. Kayak gua menangis anjing. Sedih.
It was a lot.
Tapi mending spin uangnya biar sembarang. Iya. Tenang guys. Ntar gua beli. Yor bunuh guys. Nice banget. Si Yor pindah-pindah loh. AB. Musuhnya kayak bakal sebel ya.
Not really prepared in that moment. Gets taken down, and just like that, I mean, this is just essentially been a summary of rounds for Newturn. People die, and it all.
Oh, nice banget Raffi.
Gonna get caught, hawk in hand, and with an H, and Crossmine will get that nice little kill. Allow.
Harusnya ini 7-1 sih.
For the shot, line not gonna go off. Allow is just
Aduh.
please gonna get something.
Serem banget.
1 HP after getting that nice little dink. Blaze King, but
What?
should be about all he can do. But that being said, man,
Okay, nice.
another one, so it's decent damage inflicted, but it's still Boom 7-1.
Kalah sama Cherif ya guys.
Yeah, I mean, Boom just making great plays.
Lo tajam ya.
Blaze always seems to find, Newturn in bad spots and always seems to be able to capitalize.
Boom udah ganti metode mungkin. Kan gameplaynya pasti berubah. Soalnya ada Frostmine kan.
Newturn when they like to fake, when they're going to
Harusnya
rotate, how to react to it, how to set themselves
beda
up.
meta.
The Viper
Maksudnya
stuff isn't
cara
booming. I mean,
mainnya
it's what
beda.
a lot of teams do these days, so it's not like it's anything new or unorthodox coming out of Newturn here.
Iya, si
It's
Bani
gonna be
geter anjing.
toxic screen coming down on 8 for Newturn, counter one coming across here for Boom across the A side as well. So both teams setting up to look for an A push. The utility
Gila agresif banget anjing.
Killjoy is also over there right now. A big push out onto A, or excuse me, B, and Flips Jitter gets Perry.
Gila,
So many
nge-pushnya
open
sampai
frags here for
situ
Flips.
anjir. Bagus.
Yeah, and Perry normally is the guy who, the lurker. He's the one who gets the read on the enemy teams, but that is just not happening. They're completely catching Newturn off guard at every twist and turn. Solo will finally win out in a little bit of a duel battle here.
Tadi balik
Comes out on top, it falls down to 33
si
HP.
Dustin nggak balik.
And Hyunny's gonna be over in the shower, so he's not gonna be able to get over there to get some healing anytime soon. It doesn't look like Hyunny's gonna be.
Soalnya dapat info, Anya rame.
Flips opted to
He's gonna be
not
standing and
grab
watching
that.
Mike.
Sorry about that. Flips opted to not
Gila,
grab
Solo
that.
mainnya
Also,
jauh banget, guys.
interesting, didn't want to
Dia
get
masih
away,
di
then he was
TBS,
rotating
anjing.
away. It didn't matter. Solo still able to get that pick.
Iya, berani banget. Tapi emang kadang harus kayak gitu sih, kayak gambling anjing.
Still looking to push out
Gue dapat
showers.
info.
Allow takes a couple shots over towards
30 seconds
Frostbite.
left.
Wall's gonna come back up. Spike now being rotated over from Solo. He'll make it into the shower so he can get some healing before they make their way out onto the site. Suggest
Yeah.
forward, making some noise. Manages to get a nice headshot. That's the Suggest that we're used to seeing. Gets that
10
kill.
seconds
It's gonna
left.
send Eeyore up short. Thinking that this is gonna be yet another B site hit, but it is
Mau
not.
plan mana
Frostbite
sih anjir,
up on
gua
the Zosom. Will
nggak
get picked
paham
off.
anjing.
Plant right in
Wah.
on the corner, denying that line of sight away. Spike gets planted moments before Eeyore can get that kill onto Solo. but
Ketarik
now
tadi
trades it
di
back,
B.
And now it is just Asterisk by himself.
Orang B-nya
Seems like
mati juga.
Newturn finally have gotten it done. It's not exactly as clean as they would like. They lose out on 2 members and potentially a couple more as Asterisk makes his way forward. A 1v3 scenario. 2 members taking a little bit of damage. Goes for the gravity well pulled. Doesn't manage to find it. Couple line shots into the box, but
Wah,
chances
nggak
of being able to
ente
turn
deh.
this around are none.
7-2.
2 wins now on the board for Newturn in a very rough half.
Oke, 7-2 kecolong.
Bani
Bani harus pakai river. Emang Bani nggak pakai river langsung ini ya? Ngecun ya? Gue jarang lihat streamnya Bani soalnya dia kalau stream malam banget cuk. Gue nggak pernah nonton stream Bani. Udah tidur gue.
On the bottom corner of A, and it almost
Iya,
got
tolong.
killed before he was able to get the plant.
Mainnya lambat banget. Lambat. Sorry.
Job being a nuisance again. All of this, you know, if they're on the
Bani DC lagi ya guys ya. TT base.
On the defender side here for them, they could control so much space on the plant sites with this agent lineup that they brought. It is so good to counter some of the ideas that Newturn wants to do when they're even able to get the spike down. Frankly, they're just not able to even get to that situation very often because they're doing such a good job.
Bani Van der River imba. Berarti harus Reaper ya? Ya mungkin lagi nggak dapat feel pakai River makanya ganti glitch kok. Ya Bani apes ya. Jangan sampai apes amin. Dan BTW Ior sama Kacol tuh VP-nya bisa segitu. Jadi kalau LCQ yang resmi gini kayak yang di Berlin sama LCQ dia dapat account dari Riot-nya gitu loh. Buat turni habis itu unlock semua skin sama apa FP lainnya juga khusus jadinya ya begitu. Iya semua ada ini ya semua ada skinnya jadi lu tinggal milih tinggal lu dikasih poin 1 juta buat beli. Kayaknya gue harus ganti dah ke YouTube buat beli ini YouTube beli skin apa sih upgrade skin.
Maybe a B hit might finally be what they're looking for. Again, a lot of that defensive sentinel.
Jadi mereka literally
is having an issue with their camera.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get that taken care of rather quickly and then get back underway. Well, though.
Akun follow iya, jadi lagi unlock jadi ya begitulah. Mereka dapat akun khusus pokoknya. Mungkin dipasang anti cheat atau apa kayak nggak tahu gue. Di YouTube dari Google 1,5. Antara bro. Uang gue kayaknya nggak ada seperempatnya anjing. 0, apa sih 0,015. Sorry, seperempat. Anjing emang. Gila banget YouTube. Kalau gue punya duit segitu gue nggak streaming anjing. Lah camnya nge-freeze di situ dong anjing. Mari kita lihat komen-komennya. Ekbat Patau Maces Kun Skate Pelehiho Jatin Hana Toge Aur Peperex Atak Ho Gaya Hoga. Anjing ngomong apa nih? Indomart is from India. No cap. Goblok nih orang, hah? Ada Allah apa nih? Allahu Akbar anjing. Parah banget ini anjing maju parah banget. Kalau punya uang segitu gue udah nggak di sini aja. Gue udah jadi sultan mana anjing? Aduh. Kepik kan antara ketolong anjing.
And it's looking like Newturn should be putting a third online. As Asterisk is like, yeah, let's just grab an elbow. How about that?
That'll work. Yeah, that's a safe place to hide. But
ketolong dah.
There's just no hope at this point.
Ya sorry, gue tadi megangin mouse anjing. Maaf dah.
Kind of interesting to see here that Frostmine didn't opt to try to use that Viper's Pit early.
Iya ketolong anjing.
On bind defensive rounds once you have it.
Si siapa?
He's gonna have it for the
Baninya
next round
juga
a lot,
langsung
and then kind of on the flip side
dicolong.
now,
Ente
that
dah.
also Boom is gonna have a lot of ultimates used. The good news here for New Turn, even though they're gonna lose Solo on this lurk, is that they do have still quite a few ultimates. You still have the Viper,
nggak
you
dicari.
still have the Rolling Thunder.
Si Nutron juga nggak punya uang kan? Harusnya.
Ultimates that just weren't able to be used in this round. Everybody who died had their ult online. So lockdown, showstopper, and a Viper spin of their own are ready to go. And
Itu takut, jadi takut Bani nge-whiff terus jangan dong, jangan sampai.
Boom say, okay, it's time to just lock down a site.
Kalau ada delay ya nembaknya mereka dari tadi, iya, soalnya ini kan si Boom pingnya lebih gede daripada Korea, jadi pasti tembakannya tuh lebih cepat kalau lu di Korea daripada di Indonesia karena pingnya lebih gede. Ini lagi dipakai.
Shower's still going to be somewhat open as Allow starts creeping forward yet again. Trailblazer guiding in. Watching that backside of the box. Eeyore, as he learned from Frost.
Lagi meta anjing Jet ini pakai OP. Bani jangan sampai ngepick, sumpah.
Well, they're definitely aware of it. They're being a lot more cautious this time around. Even committing an Astra Star there.
If they could get a grab on him, that maybe would be good. Having that offset aim while you're getting pulled towards the center with an offset is not going to be fun. Nor is getting flashed by your teammate. Yeah, he tries to catch somebody off guard and get a nice little pick.
Flash
managed to make that happen. A little bit of a spray through over a short means that Frostmine is down to 62 HP for the moment. Softening him up, and Allow gets yet another nice shot. Tail wins away just in case there's a double peek. We do not see that come through. Now it's going to be the Blade Storm popped. Voids. Paint shells both updrafts now.
Bete banget sih anjing, cuman nice banget anjing. Nice banget Bani.
Huge help from the side of Flips Jitter, making great use. Manages to get the 2-for-1 special with the rocket. Frostmine still alive in location.
Nice banget.
Looking for Solo, who just
Nice
can't
banget.
quite steady his aim.
Manis. Frostmine.
He goes down, and now it's just on Perry, who's just making his way into Showers. And in this 1v3, it seems like Boom utilizing
Iya, magang banget anjing. Rip.
online. They have stabilized. 5 seconds remaining. Perry would need to kill Bald. They can't even get
Frost Diamond nih bos. Anjas, let's go.
rounds in the half so far.
Yeah, this is just
Ini anjir Bani tumben banget nggak Rosa.
to me that New Turn doesn't
Only a
really have
little?
the well, a lot of bit concerning.
Nggak apa
but,
bagus bagus.
in that New Turn doesn't really read their situation super well. They get those opening kills, that's nice, but you know, stacking up for the rocket, not the best. They're still sitting on both the Viper's Pit and the Rolling Thunder. So, you know, maybe there's the potential you could, if somebody pops off, you could build up the second one
Solo
instead. You're
pakai
just
sih
sitting on these
ultinya,
ults,
belum
getting
pakai
value
anjing.
out of them and losing rounds.
And there's the cost of using that tailwind early. I mean, Allow just kind of doing it predictively in case there was going to be that double peak. But had he not done that, you know, we know with hindsight and with our, you know, just kind of being able to see through everything, having a silhouette, you know that nobody was there trying to trade that back. He would have been safe.
Mati nih kacau anjing di ulti kayaknya.
Rolling Thunder at the ready, but
nice
Allow goes ahead.
banget anjing kacau.
Spots Asterisk, but he manages to trade that out first. Suggest, however, comes up with 2, takes down the Astra, follows up for the raise. And now it's going to be Suggest using a Viper's Pit of his own to go ahead and lock down this site, trying to make it impregnable for Boom so that New Turn can get a 4th round here in the half.
Yeah, of course, last round of the half, so no reason to not go for this for Boom. This time around, yeah, Eeyore is going to come in behind Solo. Solo leaves it right as Eeyore comes through.
He's got that lockdown. We'll see what kind of position he could maybe get in.
Wah, beli ayam banyak banget, cok 20, makanya nggak habis-habis guys, anjing. 20. Gila.
Slight little bit of smoke, but here comes Eeyore. He finds Suggest, the smoke's gonna go down, and it's a lockdown right in the center of the point. Frostmine gets young, and now is just Solo. He hears the defuse get started, push him off in time, gets the kill. Now looks to play this
Parah
patiently.
banget,
He knows that he didn't get half. He knows that this is going to explode. Solo will go ahead and get a second kill in the round just for good measure as he clutches it.
Switching sides.
New Turn
Ante dah.
I mean,
Ultinya sih nice banget sih, tapi si Solo mau gagalin setengah anjing.
I mean, that was way wonderful. That was
way
wonderful.
Closer than you would have ever anticipated. Beautifully piloted by them.
Oh, I thought they had it there for a second to kill him. Once that lockdown went down, I'm like, well, here we
Gua
go.
literally banyak banget,
9-3.
sumpah nggak bohong.
And I'm like, well, then we curse
Makan
Boom,
gua.
so it's okay.
Maksudnya ini,
Yeah, that didn't go so
makanya
well
gue
for F4Q. So
nggak bisa langsung makan lep-lep.
Doesn't seem to work for Korea, man. I don't think we got that match.
Iya,
I think we
nyaris
just need to win
banget.
games if that's what we're gonna happen. But I tell
we're
you what,
Ah, sayang.
We're uncursable, but we're not unbeatable. We've learned that.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, dude, all around, Boom, just a phenomenal half. Again, doing their homework on new turn, knowing that they like to fake, knowing when they like to do it, reacting to it nicely, knowing when to save their guns, frankly, knowing when rounds are over and backing off, you know, managing their economy so nicely that they basically had assault rifles all through after the bonus. They won the first 3 and never were really challenged too much after that.
A little bit of a one-way smoke setup there at Showers. Let's see if anyone's peeking
Oh,
forward.
sorry, Nutren ya yang di 4A. What the fuck? Berani banget.
No, they will not. They're looking to play this out somewhat patiently. Hawk goes out, but with how many nebulas are up?
Ini atasnya nggak dicek anjing.
But are they going to be prepared? He's creeping forward. Somebody boosted up on top of the box, but they actually don't turn around. But all of a sudden, 3 kills come in for new turn. Frostbind flips. First can have Blaze go down. It's just Eeyore on his lonesome. Doesn't manage to get anything done there, and the pistol round this time will go the way of new turn.
That's a huge pistol win for new turn to get this defender's side going. Let's see if they can maybe, you know, right the ship, get kind of in the hands of their own players, the confidence, the momentum, the things that they were lacking until probably about the second half of that first half. So there's going to be a couple Spectres bought. You'll see this with new turn where it's kind of like 2 Spectres. And if players are able to keep their ghosts, they'll just hang on to them, try to, you know, bank a little bit extra, try to, you know, kind of creep forward a little bit with that economy if they can. Now, Boom, going to be on the eco. Feels like for the first time.
Yeah, pretty much. Going to be the only time that they've really been on the back foot.
Tawan tuh si Bani situ.
At the very beginning of the map, with the economies on both sides, where we weren't seeing, you know, full buys allow. I mean, what are you gonna do when he's nailing shots like that? It says, you know, I'm just gonna hold on to the ghost, have my armor. Parry as well with the Spectre. It's gonna be outgunning. Finds Eeyore.
You can see Flipsjitter trying to push through onto Hyuni. Gets enough space. Avoids any damage himself. Parry gonna get healed up a bit. That fall.
Gambling banget ya.
It's Parry. He has to wait. Gonna help buy him some time though.
Dituluk nggak?
Flipsjitter falling. Now coming in, nice dink there from Solo.
Iya di gangbang. Nanda.
Go ahead, starts the round off with the first blood. Gets the finishing kill as well onto Asterisk. And that is new turn, bringing it now 6-8. There's something, I have a statistic.
Ya di band gua jarang anjir ketemu orang turni pakai Omen, sumpah.
Fans coming for me if I do.
I'm just gonna let you hang on to that until after.
Win or lose, I'll talk about it after this round.
Okay, that's
Gangbang apaan? Nggak tahu.
I don't want you to get in trouble, man. You know, I need
Nggak ada gangbang.
We got a lot more Valorant to play in this tournament. You need to be alive.
I mean, this is only day 2 of an entire week.
Maksudnya dikeroyok. Astaga.
Yeah, absolutely. Need to stay healthy. Need to stay nicely rested.
If we could just put you in that cryogenic chamber that they have on Icebox for the, you know, for a while, so you're ready, I'd be okay with that.
It might take a little bit too long to thaw me out.
Nggak dagang guys, maaf, salah, maaf guys, maaf.
We're getting there. I got the window cracked open. Nice little,
you
know, little breeze.
It's fall. I love that we get all 4 seasons here. But all right, Boom. They do take control of Hookah, and still Hyuni gonna send the Trailblazer out. Gonna see Blaze Kings over there as well. Spike making its way towards Hookah, so setting up for a B hit, and nobody's really in position to do much about this on new turn right now.
Just kind of creeping forward. They'll make their presence known. Solo just barely survives. 8 HP. Great spray from Flips.
Anjing, kesel banget nggak sih mainnya?
30 seconds left.
Detik ke-20 anjing.
So rotate back now towards the A site. Suggest lurking inside of the poison orb.
Wah.
Goes out and suggests sprays down 2. both hitting the floor. He's looking for a little bit more, and he's gonna find it. Gets a third, but Eeyore trades it
10
back.
seconds left.
It's just in the head.
Nah,
That's
maksa
one,
pasti.
but now in a 2v4 up against
78 nih.
two Spectres and an Op. And with no time left, it's just gonna have to be the weapons held in hand here for the side of Boom as they look to survive.
Yeah, I
Nggak
think
ketarik
Boom
sama sekali
kinda
loh.
overthinking themselves a little bit on this round. They see that
Yeah.
there's not much going on the B site, and that, I think, maybe made them think that there was a lot of members of New Turn waiting in the wings. You know, you saw that spray from Flips into Elbow. He didn't get the kill. Darn near. Had he got that kill on his solo, that would have been a completely different round. They probably
Udah mainnya lama banget.
be taking control of it, got the spike down, and then would have made, you know, New Turn try to do
Sabar
a
parah, anjing.
4v5 retake. But
Orang
instead,
Korea.
no kills, no information garnered on, you know, where anybody on New Turn was, so they have to rotate with not much time left back over to A. That one-way smoke used so effectively by Suggest there.
All right, well, people can breathe easy now.
Green
And they played versus Yunny as Perry pushes in the showers, finds a nice headshot. 6 rounds was all that New Turn was able to get. I was wondering if it was a New Turn curse, where as long as Hyunny is in the lobby when they're on Vine, 6 rounds is as many as they're going to be able to win. But it seems like that curse was broken very quickly.
Weh,
Like I
yang
said,
perang di mana,
Curseable.
Cok? Bilong.
New Turn making their way back, pulling over here into Elbow. Is Hyunny just playing safe? As Allow will go down, but managed to find a kill
Oh,
first.
88 nih.
Man, Flips is just
One
nuts today
enemy
here on
remaining.
Bind, and he's gonna get taken down by
Crossfire,
Solo.
yeah.
Good crossfire set up between Elbow and the Cubby there. Strick not gonna be able to do much after getting stunned up a bit. And that is gonna be another round here for New Turn. And Eco though for Boom, so you know it is what it is. Try to do as much damage as you can.
Kenapa nggak beli Wingstop? Ini gua makan 10 plus 10 anjing, makanya gua kayak
Yeah,
makan
it's
udah
gonna
nggak
be the
niat
runback
anjing,
here for the
cuman
side of New Turn, but they're not out of the
awal-awal
woods yet.
lahap.
Far from it. Still they're going to need 5 more to try to make it happen. Boom Esports, now that they have been tied up, say, okay, it's a good time to go ahead, call a timeout. Let's talk about what's going wrong, what we need to focus on, where we're getting hit the hardest from.
Bisa-bisanya.
Look to correct the ship.
Yeah, I wouldn't honestly mind seeing maybe
Right,
a
the ship,
fast
yeah.
hit on
Comeback.
either way. I would love to see maybe a fast hit here from Boom. Maybe try to hit Hookah. They've been getting it kind of for free. They
Kayaknya
haven't really
ini
seen
sih harusnya.
Solo
Main rush.
try to play out of
Mungkin.
it too much. A lot of
Nggak
times
tahu juga.
he's kind of the one
Karena aku
if they
cupu.
don't play a raise. Like sometimes they'll play Suggest on raise, but of course
Ini
getting
pasti
control
toxic
over the
chatnya.
Viper, you know, leaves that territory open. And look at the pigs right there. I think they are going to make a fast hit attempt to get through Hookah. There's been a lot of space given by New Turn, and it hasn't been punished.
We
by New
Indian
Turn yet,
respect
so maybe
all
Boom
our
is gonna see if
Indo
they can get away
mates.
with one.
This Pakistan are hating on
We'll
both
see, the
Indo and
episode
Indian
creep in,
chat.
obviously didn't work out for them,
And
so
create
maybe
toxic.
just upping the pace a little bit. Will change their
Tim.
fortunes.
Kocak banget anjing ini.
Go ahead.
Pakistan yang diserang. Goblok.
Timer started up again as we get back into the action. Hopefully for the sake of Boom, the coach's words
Anjing,
will do
anjing.
enough to
Ya disalahin
reinvigorate them and
Pakistan,
instill
anjir.
some confidence back into the squad. Suggestion's going to be looking to hold it down short.
Chatnya goblok anjing, sumpah.
They spot one over on the side, but Johnny is there to try to support. Manages to make it a 1-for-1. He goes down. Another flash out. Pushing up. The teleporter was used by Allow to get himself out the safety. The B site now going to be unoccupied. Perry lurking here. Has to shoot the Seeker. TP in. Suggests. Manages to find Eeyore. Comes in to try to help back up Perry.
Nice banget.
A little bit awkward as that is just
Si Yor anjing kasihan banget, dia belum apa-apa udah mati.
Goes down. Now a 3v3.
Now, this is both teams doing good things at the beginning of this round, and just barely Boom's able to get a further advantage. Allow's going to get slowed up. Bladestorm has come out, so the op in the backpack for him for now.
Pushing around, needs to clear the right left side. Manages to spot one.
Hah?
Flips.
Di flick ya Habani anjing? What the fuck?
Ahead with that Phantom.
Hah?
Just going to be recovering from the decay.
Gila, boy, Bani
We
ini
cannot win
bos.
this. Let's pull back, hold on to these weapons. Maybe try to catch somebody on the exit as Perry lurks just on the outside of Long. Goes for the
Tadi Bani madep
cross
ini kan,
line.
depan.
Manages to get Flips jitter, so makes it a painful victory for the side of Boom. They only managed to hold on to one rifle.
Kok mereka mati?
Yeah, I
What the
think
fuck?
that Allow may have dropped that operator a long
TP
time
ya?
ago and grabbed a gun instead, and it didn't. I don't believe it fell into the hands of Boom there. Not that it would have. I don't know how much it would have mattered either way, but this is just great
sorry,
stuff
guys.
from Boom.
Iya,
Dialing
mahal
up a
banget.
good B hit at the right time. Even though it gets slowed up in his red decently well by Newturn,
Apa mahal, yang penting menang gak sih?
displacing Allow with that operator, sending him through the
Mahal
tunnel
sih ini
corner,
tapi
opens up the
anjir.
space they need to get the spike down. Yeah, they take a lot of damage in the process, but they're at least able to get the round win.
Rusak anjing ekonominya. Si Flip jadi pakai jet.
Even if they're all scrappy, it doesn't matter as long as you're the first one to hit 13. Unless it's in overtime, in which case you gotta go to 14. But operator boosted here on top of truck for Allow. Jump forward, Flip Shitter. There's Bunny coming out as he double blast packs forward. Showstopper going to be used. Allow gets a nice shot in on the Frostmind. Shitter tagged down, doesn't manage to find anything with the rocket. Now just has 30 HP. Push
Di
forward.
flick anjing sama Suges.
Wins that? Are you joking? He was watching, but he just doesn't manage to get the
What?
damage through. Takes him down to 13, so it's still significant, but not exactly what he was going to be looking
Anjing.
for. With him falling down,
Gila, bro.
now a 4v3. Two of these players effectively could be out of the fight at a given moment. Any stray bullet going their way will take him out.
Solo looking to pick up this operator. Allow kind of,
Kok nggak di
I
plan?
don't know, caught sleeping a bit here in this corner. He is going to find it. And
Oh,
continues to
my healer.
watch down this short A direction. There's the turret that looked to be into lamps pretty effectively. They have enough space to get the plant down. You do have Hyunny waiting over on the elbow just in case somebody tries to come through there, but now they're going to know.
Yep. This is going to be the fault line coming out. And we'll go ahead and hold on to the plant. Shot's not going to find any kind of connection. One member strong, new turn.
Nice banget, Dustin.
To get this retake, so just goes down. HP on him. Not too surprising to see him fall from the rest of the turn. They no longer can afford to lose out on members. Perry gonna make kill there onto Flip Shitter, but then falls to Blaze King. Gets taken down by Hyunny. Now on a 1v2, Eeyore trying to get these headshots in, but Hyunny gets there first.
Tadi kan ada
Return
nano ya,
on the
nanonya
defuse, and they will
aduh.
have another tie, 9-9. They'll hold off on the defuse as Hyunny wraps around to go ahead and retrieve the operator, but otherwise, New Turn are keeping it close.
Yeah, a lot of this is straight up because Suggest
Ngeholdnya parah anjing. Newton.
Flick of his life onto Astric. Astric should have had him dead to rights, but I don't know. He ate his Wheaties this morning because he just turns and pops him with the Vandal. That's very nicely done by him, and that gives them control of showers, gives them a lot of ability to control that, a little bit of the tempo, a little bit of space. Allow, again, caught sleeping a little bit up in heaven on A, but at the end of the day, they're able to maintain and get through there. Whew. That was a really good round, a really good attempt from Boom. Just not quite enough to throw off New Turn. The quick reactions from Huddy to get over. Hits a couple nice flashes to keep him stuck.
Iya, sabar banget sumpah.
Well done there by New Turn. Let's see what Boom's got dialed up here. 9-9.
I mean, they've got 3 Stingers coming out right now. If they can get an ult orb for Eeyore,
First fire,
the
bro.
lockdown available, but yeah, they're not even going to rotate to that side. Shots coming out to look for a target. The Stinger's going to be used, but Allow, he goes for the repeat back over from elbow, manages to find Flip Shitter, so one of the Stingers is now going to be laying on the floor unused.
Anjing. Longnya gimana tuh?
Through the Nebula. Pushes back in. Will have Blaze right there on that left side flank on the other side of Arch. Line of sight and doesn't manage to make it happen, and he snaps right in onto Blaze King's head. Eeyore taken down off screen as well.
Nggak bisa take elbow. Longnya belum bersih.
Take the lead for the very first time here on Bind. Solo cleans up 2. The defuse will come in. New Turn. Now have full momentum behind them. Boom. Need to stop this if they want to take this first
Iya,
round.
kayak map
Well, this is kind of that round
attacker
that Boom was worried
pede
about
gara-gara
earlier
devnya
when they
gila banget
noticed
tuh,
the B
sumpah.
site was rather open. They adjusted to it nicely, you know, had a good timeout to come back, find that open space, get around in their bags, but then New Turn on the fly is able to recognize that that hit could be coming after
Gila.
kind of pressuring Boom into a bad,
Di flash mati
economic
anjing.
situation. Just surrounds the B site coming from all the different angles. Hyunny's able to stay there in long B, control that space, elbow, they've got alley, they've got it all, man, and it's just a crossfire across the board for them to wipe Boom out.
Yuk, pelan-pelan,
Again,
Bayu.
economically lacking for Boom
Satu
on that
round,
one, so
satu
don't
round.
wanna,
Bisa
take
yuk.
too much out of it.
Still do manage to get the full rifles out. Asterisk just going to be the only one on the side of Boom that has that half armor.
I've got your trail.
Star pop coming through. Flips saying I think he's going to be over on the left side. Throws out the paint shells. Seeker now going to be coming through yet again. It's going for the chase onto Perry. I think it actually managed to connect him. I think it just sort of pushed. He's going to go down as Loud finds a kill. Yoni, who now has the operator in his hands, gets rid of Asterisk.
Kok tinggal Yor?
That was just E, or all of a sudden just explosion death coming through as kill after kill comes out. New turn, win the round. 11-9. Two more
Kelihatan di mana, Cok?
to take their map, pick a bind.
Gue ngeliat anjing. Sumpah.
You know, what an escape there from Perry with a little help from some of his friends. Right at the last moment there, Suggest pops the toxic.
Pingnya berapa sih? Bisa lihat dari mana sih pingnya?
So that's a good start to that.
Nembaknya delay banget ya kayaknya, sumpah. Iya, Korea tuh meta flash sekarang. Bleach Sky. So far jarang kepake sekarang.
This one time, but it is going to be the operator back over to allow for this, pushing aggressively through shower, seeing if again, you know, New Turn can kind of see if they could catch the adjustments.
Kayak gara-gara ping deh. Nembaknya delay nggak sih?
Nobody from Boom is really pressuring into shower, so far allow hasn't found anything.
Yeah, it's just staring out over towards Asterisk, but hasn't managed to spot him in solo.
Tuh, Baninya kecolong terus.
Push out there from Lamps into short, gets the flip jitter. Kenny will confirm presence for the Trailblazer spot. The days hard to tell either way. Perry manages to line up Eeyore, but then gets rid back. Blaze King with that Sheriff. It's a nice headshot through, but unfortunately, it seems like that's going to be the only kill that they managed to find. Spikes now being
Iko sih, kalau nggak saya, kalau Iko ntar match point nggak bisa Iko. Gimana?
Maybe get tucked in behind the box or set up a nice little cross angle. As he does have this little one-way smoke set up. Asterisk dips into the poison cloud. It will collapse. His health will go back up.
30 seconds left.
To see if the coast is clear.
Well, this is going to be rather difficult, of course. He's going to throw down a few stars here, but Suggest is right there. He's just going to push through.
Buset, Kato!
Oh my god! The swap over to the Sheriff gets a
Nice banget, Cok. Sumpah.
From Asterisk. Now he can recover the rifle.
Nice banget anjing Kato.
Is he going to be good for the kills? A 1v3. The odds absolutely stacked against him, but my god, what a miracle of biblical proportions it would be if he could pull this off. Bring them within touching distance of New Turn yet again. Operator on one side, Hawk goes out, doesn't manage to spot anything. No confirmation of his presence. Pick his angles, figure out where to watch. The fault line goes over to the Sheriff. He tries to push out the back. I don't know, while it was a great Sheriff shot, Kenny's just a little bit faster on the draw when it comes down to the rifles. Gets the kill, and New Turn are now at match point 12 to 9.
Kalau Kato clutch sih gue beliin Mac dia anjing.
Back 3 in a row if they want to take us into overtime.
What a reaction there from Asterisk.
I would love to see that again.
I thought, yeah, I would love to see that again if we could get that replay. But man, oh man, I thought Suggest had him dead to rights, and he just pops up the gun, the crosshair placement is perfect to get that kill. Just not able to
Masih ada match point.
enough. I mean, a tall order, of course, with 3 members of New Turn left. They come at different angles to him. He's stuck behind the boxes. You know, a monumental task for any player to try to overcome that. Here they go. They're going to get a little bit aggressive on this one, and the long B.
Blaze King's going to still take a chunk of damage from the aftershock. Obviously can't heal himself back up, and Flipshitter's not going to finish the spray. Gets quite a bit of damage there on the Hyuni. Down 15.
Nice one.
Flashes come out, well timed.
Okay.
Very blinded.
Let's go, gaspol anjing.
That was a really good flash.
Stop.
Flips up.
Please stop.
Long enough. There's the rolling thunder coming through, but Flips
Jangan pick sendiri,
not
please.
on the bad side of it. Suggest gonna find Yep, on the site. So now things even up here. New Turn ahead by 1. Let's see what Flip Jitter could do.
I mean, they lose out on that Viper's Pit. The spike.
Nah, spike-nya belum pasang anjing.
Good rolling thunder from Solo to interrupt it, and things just started to spiral out of control from there.
Spike-nya di nanda.
Around, take the spike through defender spawn, get it over towards A. Blaze King can hang back, play around elbow, and try to pick them off one after the other. He manages to find Hyuni. Their presence known as the blind comes out. Everybody else steadily creeps over.
Muter
Solo
chatnya nggak
has
anjing?
made his way over to the A site. He says, this is reminding me of a play that I would do. A play that I, in fact, did do earlier in this map.
Respect,
I'm gonna
please.
go investigate.
Ada yang
Now,
dari A.
Here the plant. Can he interrupt it again? The answer is
No.
going to be no, but as he goes out for the peek, he finds Flips. Blaze King still creeping through. We need to be watching. Solo back over on that A site to see what he can get done. Blaze King just going to creep back over now through the defender spawn, but the teleporter has been taken by everybody else.
Tuh.
See if he's going to be able to defend this, but he's so wary. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that they took the teleporter.
Sakit kepala gue guys.
You never
Anjing.
heard it, Achilles.
Player
And look at
standing.
this, Solo's coming through. Suggest is going to get one. Asterisk trades out, but now the time is ticking down. Solo from behind. Never saw Blaze.
Please.
On the spike. Blind connects. Running out of time.
Oh, nice banget.
The push, but Blaze King shuts it down.
Oh.
Lurk through defenders. It does manage to pay off.
Anjing temennya tapi tinggal. Tapi ya udahlah. Ya gimana cok?
To keep his position completely ambiguous and unknown to the side of Newturn. Gets the jump on Solo. Gets the out trade there onto
Masih ada nafas anjing. Iya. Deg-degan babi.
Two more in a row and we've got an overtime.
Aduh.
I mean, just galaxy brain stuff from both teams there.
Ya masih bisa
You know,
guys.
even though Blaze is kind of not aware of the teleports or those other things, he ends up catching Solo off guard. Solo read that like a book.
Steve Flips
but,
kecolong
you
anjing
know,
tadi.
it was just kind of an unconventional positioning here from Blaze, who's getting aggressive, trying to push forward. I think he's just creating space, just trying to make sure that that orb doesn't get taken by Allow.
Blaze King's gonna go ahead and snatch this up. That's the
Ya anjing gue, tahan gue sambil makan keringetan anjir ini. Astaga. Ah.
Three ultimates to utilize.
Gue pun makan gak bisa tenang anjing. Kesalahan cuk makan ambil nonton turni sumpah. Babi.
Fairly unassailable unless they can somehow get a lucky pick in onto Suggest.
Well, we'll see. Pushed a bit forward is
You want to
Perry
fight
again
it?
into Hookah. We've seen him
I've
been
got your
okay getting
trail.
out of it. Can use that toxic screen as kind of
Oh
cover.
fake ya.
See if he's pressing up big time.
Oh,
Eeyore
nice work,
is
Yor.
ready, and Eeyore is gonna get the trade.
Really solid start here. Man advantage now over for the side of Boom. Johnny just pulling back again
You
over
should
into
run.
Elbow, waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Gonna be the lockdown. Placed by Eeyore over in Hookah. It's off the majority
Wah,
of the
kena
side.
anjing.
Solo. Okay, we'll see that get destroyed. Solo now just gets crept up.
30 seconds
Towards
left.
the archway at Garden, but the full rotation has come through. Boom, making their way out onto the A site. Seekers confirm his presence here for Hyunny and the rest of Newturn. He will go down. Blaze King finding that kill. Eeyore just looking to make sure that the rotation can't come through Link. Lau will find a shot
Nice,
on the
but
flips. Eeyore now going to start making his way back over to A.
Solo
to
harus
defend this
muter anjing.
spike.
Nice.
Newturn still going to be in Amanda's advantage, looking to try to finish off this map.
It's
Bisa
gonna be
ngepick
tough for
anjing.
Newturn. Allow, you know, they're just not giving you any space. Suggest gonna get a kill there on the Frostmine on the side. Okay, 3v3. Allow with the Frenzy has to push in.
Making their way forward. Nanoswarm comes out. They don't manage to kill it off for the activation. Spot one. Allow manages to get one kill. Gets three. Absolutely can. It's four on the round.
No.
There and Newturn. Oh wow, it was so close.
Defenders
Definitely
win.
not anywhere near as clean as they would like it to be, given that this was their map pick. But they barely managed to scrape by with a victory. So well fought though for Boom Esports. I
Sial
said it
banget,
earlier
anjing.
on. I'll
Tadi
repeat it
si
now.
siapa sih yang nge-wheel ya di Hah?
Nanoswarm comes out.
Ini loh.
Kill it off for the activation.
Si Kacok kenapa gak nembakin? Tadi dia sempet.
Get one, gets two. Can he get three? Absolutely can. It's four on the round.
Gila cok, alo.
The fuse is gonna be there. And Newturn. Oh wow, it was
Anjing.
so close. Definitely not
Bisa nolak lagi nggak anjir? Hah?
like it to be, given that this was their map pick, but they barely managed to scrape by with a victory. So well fought though for Boom Esports. I
Tapi
said it
emang
earlier,
well
I'll repeat it
fight
now.
sih. Soalnya
I
si
think they absolutely should hold their heads high because
dapat
they pushed Newturn to
berapa
the
nih?
limits
10,
here on this
13.
map, and now they have their own selection coming up, so there's still very well an opportunity for them to take this into a 3-map series and potentially take it as well.
Chat dulu guys.
I'm right
Goyor.
there with you.
Sabar.
Defenders half was phenomenal from them. They had Newturn read so well. They clearly done their homework.
Sabar,
Again,
sabar, sabar.
understanding that Solo loves fakes, love to do these other things. They handled themselves so very nicely throughout that half. The second half a little bit more challenging. The defender side on Bind clearly showing its strength
Let's
once again.
go. Map
You
2.
know, Newturn, I love what I'm seeing there with the Viper finally coming in. You know, you and I have been very critical of this in the past, Achilles, and it's good to see it coming through.
Yeah, well, we'll see if this is just a little bit of a warm-up for Newturn or for Boom. Either way, it's looking like we have one hell of a series on our hands. We'll see what happens in the next map when we come back after the break.
Anjing. Woi. Kalahnya gitu, Cok. What the fuck? Halo? Halo? Apaan tadi? Hah? Di nembaknya pak. Anjing. Ini kan yang APAC ini kan? Nonton kan? Bainnya kan? Anjir. Comeback, Cok. Ente dah. Ngecok anjir. Sumpah ngecok banget. Ngecok. Anti banget. Iya, Boom berarti comeback juga di paint. Bisa, yuk map 3 yuk. Masih satu sih, Yor. Sior bilang masih pada brain lag nih. Oh no. Tadi Kaco, wah. Ente. Yang tadi terakhir sumpah. Si Allow-nya udah lihat di short. Ada sudah 1 tick dia balik lagi kan ke U-Hall. Wah, sayang banget. Coba si Kaco nembak anjing. Temennya udah mati. Wah. Ya, ente dah. Sumpah ente banget. Tapi 10 13 oke lah. Mapicnya turn. Anjing, gue makan ayam ini udah kayak males-malesan anjing, jadi gak semangat. No. Ente. Tapi kayaknya apa di Boom masih good vibes deh. Jadi aman. Ini kena copyright gak ya anjing? Lupa gua. Shit. Sedih. Sabar guys, gue ambil makan gue nggak habis-habis anjir.
But after that first map, new turn, they don't have to pray anymore. Korea came out of the gate strong in that. Well, I say they came out of the gate strong. The first half was a little bit dodgy, but Black and Blue, they were able to turn things around and come away with the map win in the end.
No, yeah, totally, for the win there at the end. And I talked about, earlier on, and we all kind of agreed that Boom, they're going to get ahead of this, at least map number 1, with a very big lead to start things off. I wasn't expecting that big of a lead, to get the game going, with them winning, the first opening 8 rounds, at least, went 7-1 before New Turn actually were able to string 2 rounds in a row. So yeah, a 7-1 lead to start the game on off, and that's kind of what we were expecting from them, to be able to surmount that early on. But we were also kind of expecting and anticipating that New Turn at some point will turn up the heat, will be able to adjust into it because of how we know these guys are very, very.
Ini ente banget sih, sumpah.
And in that case, that's exactly what happened. Boom start off early,
Dibanding kena pala.
and strong, which is quite uncharacteristic because they normally start off a bit slower, then heat up as the game progresses. But as we talked about, their aggression, even
parah banget Boom game sense Iron.
that will pay dividends for them.
Dia dah
to start this
paling
game off, and it
si
will
paling game
throw
sense
off a team
anjing.
like New Turn, who are more, I guess, used to playing strategically or kind of more,
Kayak cantik.
structured teams, anything. And in that case,
Bukan
here
dukung
comes in Boom. They open up the party, but
tim Indo, malah ngatain tim Indo. GG.
Gotta say though, Boom, again, it's always been the Flipsitter show for the past couple of months now, but way back when Boom was still fresh and new, just a couple of strapping young lads. They had, I think, what I dubbed them as the Tale of Two Kings, when Adern King and Blaze King was still in that particular roster, and Blaze King showed up this game. 22 kills overall. That man just really set the pace for the
Ya,
first half.
gelo ya.
I think I have to
Dia pakai
retract what
Spectre
I
ya si
said,
Kaco ya, makanya nggak mati anjing.
before we got into the first game, where I said that Boom might not have a good defending side. That was actually the opposite.
Lagi plan bisa dapat gitu ke Viper. Iya di flick anjing pakai apa namanya?
When they got on the attacking
Sheriff.
side, the things that I did say a while ago where Flipsitter would be, kind of controlled by the
GE sih gila banget cok, sumpah. GE padahal matchnya apa anjir dari
a
Adi.
lot of the things for Boom, and they didn't really take as many rounds as I think they would have wanted, especially on the attacking, because everything that they would try to go through always get countered. And then of
Sayang banget
course,
pas yang
specifically
terakhir
looking at it from New Turn,
defender
Allow
ngecok sumpah.
I have no words. He was just
Aduh, sayang
incredible.
banget.
insane, bro.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Allow looked absolutely fantastic, and I think on top of that too, it was really interesting seeing
Yeah.
some of the setups coming through.
Fansnya
from
GE
New
gila,
Turn.
Cok.
They were rocking the breach and
Menguasai
the side, which is a very new look for this team, and they just had
That-
both of them going down B long. Like 18 flashes amongst the two of them, concusses, whatever you need. Even sometimes they're rocking the operator on the sky, and Bleach would put down his flashes, TP out back.
Gua kira si Jetnya tuh yang pakai bakal Hyoni tuh. Ternyata
Boom just didn't really seem like they had a great
Sini.
answer, and someone they didn't have an answer
Halo.
at all was Allow. His Jet
Perindapan
absolutely
meresahkan,
on point,
setuju.
Black.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this guy at the +9, plus minus at the end of it, so he's been completely finding value with almost every single life he's given and taken here in the entire series, at least here at map number 1. And this
Cuma
is what we
attackingnya
were
pun bener-bener
maybe
gak
not
ada
necessarily
strat-stratnya.
expecting to come
Iya.
from him specifically to pull out
Tadi
his jet and just
menang
completely go ham, but
yang
we
ras
were expecting some
ras
fun
B,
business here,
tapi
at least some, big shows, big
post
players
plan-nya
to show up, and that's exactly what they
rip.
needed here in New Turn when, to be quite honest with you, we did say,
Mati
and I
semua,
did
tapi menang
mention that
sih.
New Turn are the
Tapi ya
favorites
tetap
in
aja
this,
Ronnya
but
mahal
that
anjir.
gap isn't as big as anybody's gonna
Tadi sayang
assume,
banget
as most people
defendernya
might
pas
think, from
akhir-akhir
New Turn
ngecok
with
anjing.
Boom.
Padahal
And to be quite honest with you,
awal-awal udah bagus
it
banget.
wasn't as small as I was gonna think either. This really came down to the wire. We went to the almost final round of regulation. We almost even went into overtime in it. And speaking of those big players, we're just gonna need to see a bit more of that from
Iya,
Boom.
mereka
Flip
mainnya
Sitter,
sabar
he
banget.
had a
Si
bit more of a
Northern
quieter
gila.
game here today. Now, Blaze,
Mau
he's
ngefake
been
pun
one of
susah
the
anjir.
stalwarts here, one of the hallmarks of that Boom, kind of brand of Valorant that we've seen from the very start. And he's the only player
Kayaknya
with
harus
plus
main
minus
setup
on
deh.
the side of Boom.
Kalau nih
Maybe
gitu ya
a
full
bit more
setup.
of those,
Gak tau deh.
players stepping up from
Iya
the side
sih.
of Boom as we move into map number 2.
Absolutely, and
Bener-bener sampai ngeplan baru mereka pindah cok. Lu turun gila bro.
New Turn's bind, Boom, probably not going to stack up that well against them, and they came here to play. Now we're going to be moving on to their selection in Haven. I heard Agents
Tadi
is
pun
not
kayak
too
ngecok
far
pas
away from us getting into that, so
84
exciting
ya.
stuff to be sure. And I think that Boom have so many things that worked for them in this first map that they can really draw from moving into this.
Sama pas attack ngelit jauh banget
I think one of the
kan.
things that works so well is how quick they are to
Tapi
kind of just answer to the
Tiktung.
aggression that Newturn
Ketolong.
gives when they were on that defending side. But come the second half,
Newturn
the
mainnya
thing that
lama-lama
really
kayak
scares me now
Kingsman.
for Boom
Iya,
is
lama
that I
banget.
feel like a well-placed Viper util, at least on Bind, was such a big threat already to how Boom was approaching. Just something that disrupts the push of the 5-man for Boom kind of just makes it so that they can't really follow up, and that's not something that Newturn, shy away from. They keep punishing for it, and I think if it's not going to be the Viper that they're going to utilize with the wall, they're going to utilize the Breach with his fault line. And it's going to be that, moving forward into Haven.
And we are going to be in Agent Select here. There's some interesting stuff already. Once again, Newturn are going to be rocking those double initiators, the Sky and the Breach. So a whole lot to play with there to set up Allow to take space on, either offense or
Anjing
defense.
sih, Newturn sih
Often comes
meta
down
flash
to
banget ya.
to teams taking A lobby control on defense to play for fast flanks, to get forward positions. You can't rotate there later on in the round. And boom, they're going to be rocking a double duelist setup here. Black and Blue, how do you feel about this coming in for Flipshooter and Blaze?
I actually quite like it because we haven't seen them pick out Reyna on Haven in quite a while, to be quite honest with you. Like, the last time they did actually pick Reyna was almost at the start of the year, right? And the same is true, honestly, for Newturn here. For them, to be shaking things up, for them to be picking Breach. The last time we actually saw Breach on a Haven for Newturn, it was last year, dude. It was 2020, and that just goes to tell you that these guys, they have some
makanan gue masih sisa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Baik banget anjing. Takut gue. Sumpah. Last chicken guys ini. Saya gue apakan anjing.
Oh man, I love it for Blaze.
Mabuk ayam gua.
I swear when I was watching VODs prepping for this week,
Dalit ayam, kau kesini dah, ku kasih sumpah.
Just playing this like a duelist, like he's out on his own, not worrying about if he has
Tulisan pun terkaget-kaget, iyalah.
taking fights, getting
New boom, anjas.
Absolutely looking insane on it. So on Haven to lock in that Reyna and have a shot here to bounce back and knock out Newturn, or knock Newturn down to the lower bracket rather. Reminder, this is a double elimination bracket. Is going to be so fun to see. We are just moments away from getting on
Kalau
the second map here. I think both teams have a lot of cool tools to work with
Si Dustin kan bilang
for this matchup on Haven. We got 1.5 million flashes for Newturn, like we saw from them on Bind, which worked wonders, especially on that defensive half. They've got options. Allow's been looking insane all day.
Apa capek IGL pin. Justru dia jadi tukang tembak.
Are we going to a map 3? Do you believe, is it going to happen?
Jadi tukang tembak deh sekarang.
I always believe.
Maksudnya kan IGL-nya dikacau gitu.
About to start, so I'll just believe quietly on the backside.
The copium is running strong. Let's send it over to our casters. I mean, Korean casters. So maybe they're not going to love it quite as much, but take it away, gentlemen.
I love it. I'm just happy to always
Jadi sekarang
win Ender. So as long as
IGL
you get good
kacau,
gameplay
second
out of it,
callernya.
that's really all I care about, and I'm sure Paper
Kok nggak
Man's right
Bani,
there with me, but
baru
man,
Dustin.
a really
Kok nggak
crazy way to
siapapun
start
gitu.
off the series. Push to the very limits.
Kalau ada
Where
ide
Newturn,
baru
they're on Bind, they
sulit.
managed to
Kalau
get
nggak
their
ya
win, but hey,
kacau.
look at that. We are in fact already into the game. Nobody, actually, Honey has gone down as we do have Newturn first the attack.
Aduh!
Short here at a site. Will get taken down as Perry comes in from cross angle. It's that headshot. Frostbind over on the side catches Allow after ETL went forward. 38 HP remaining on him. Can he do anything? No. Suggest is actually going to find him. Finds Eeyore as well. Back-to-back headshots. Now we have a 2v2.
Well, let's see what they can do. Perry's gonna get one. Suggest gets a third on the round, and that
Kok
didn't
gitu?
take long. Achilleos at pistol came at us and
Kok gitu?
left us very quickly.
That it did. Apologies for jumping in a little bit late there, guys, but we got to see the meat of the action. So it seems like the early pick on the Hyuni, wherever it may have happened, not going to be too, it's going to be fairly negligible, rather, for the side of Newturn here at the start. So And winning a pistol round is a little bit of a scary prospect because I know you and I, when we're being maybe slightly biased casters, certainly not in this moment, but when we were watching certain moments in Iceland when we weren't on the analyst desk, or maybe even when we were,
Si Bani nge-whiff tadi di short. Di swing sama temennya.
Oh, flips it. Hits a
shot.
Banger. Woo. But yeah, you and I did a lot of mauling. Let's just put it that way when we've seen New Turn on Haven recently.
Well, so far it's a little bit of a better start, but Flipjitter is looking to turn that
Kuning
way.
semua anjing.
That being said, gets a nice little quick little shot out onto Solo, taking him
Kuning
down.
semua anjing. Sumpah. Flashnya gila cok.
Asterisk and Eeyore.
Sabar ya, gue abis selesai makan nih. Nih.
Guns on the other side of this nebula? No, there's not. So won't be able to find it.
Nah.
It's going to be classics to try.
Kita full screen guys.
Eeyore, however, will get struck down as Hyuni.
Si berserang satu botol kok nggak main? Iyalah.
Foremost in the first round, comes up with 4 kills.
Nggak pernah, belum sempat
One little pizza slice away from
latihan.
having the Seekers online.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all kind of a bit curious about Hyuni coming into this. Again, known to be a superstar.
What do you expect gitu? Baru juga masuk langsung main. LCQ lah.
Going unbind, but now seems to be finding his footing. We know he's cracked with whatever gun he's got in his hands. Even they threw him the op one time, just kind of, give him a little bit of a nod with that as well. But it's rather surprising in another sense that Hyuni came out in some interviews publicly before this event and said he'd be playing Jet. So I think it is kind of some mind games that New Turn is playing publicly to keep Allow there and keep Hyuni kind of hidden in the sky roll.
Kayaknya udah setup. Menarik.
Cannot let them know the truth.
Some Citizen Kane stuff there,
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I know your mind, Achilles.
It's Charles Foster Kane.
Nice Yor, anda. Nice buat Yor. Kananmu Yor.
Just Perry left alive, does manage to find Eeyore. Now going to be the 1v2. So retreat the spike, so cannot plant this immediately, but he's got a minute to play with. So let's see where he wants to try to take this.
Yeah, I love what Perry's doing here. There's no reason to try to plant on C. You gotta feel the rotations coming, and he definitely does. Now B, since the Killjoy's gone, the utility there is not going to be activatable, but it looks like he's going to go through window and go all the way to A, try to give himself, the most time, the most opportunity to get this spike down. I think the danger senses should be ticking for Boom here pretty soon, and they should be wrapping through their spawn potential. They're just holding that angle, expecting something out of Garage.
They might even be thinking that this is a bait delay. They might be thinking like, oh no, there's no way he's rotating all the way to the A site. He's just trying to draw as much time away from the clock as he possibly can. Keep us locked here. Try to get that double bluff going off. But it would have been the correct read. 13 seconds remaining as the spike gets planted. Shots flying out.
Ada yang keracunan Wingstop nih, Cin. Lagi diskon murah banget, 100. Apa ya? 100 sama 80.000.
See that dissipate. Back in behind default box. Both members approach the link.
Oh, nice. Frostmine.
Perry whips the shot. Frostmine gets the headshot with a Vandal. Defuse will come
Iya,
in.
kaitan. Anjing.
Yeah, good round here. The early defense onto C really kind of tears things apart.
Ada yang banyak over sih sebenarnya, tapi gua salah beli deh kayaknya anjing.
Get over there, get it planted, get a little extra cash for New Turn, but that's a solid rifle round there. And New Turn not able to find the bonus, but hey, it wasn't too bad at all.
Ya maksudnya
in terms of,
beli 10 dapetnya 20, baitan getan anjing.
Kind of as a wash in a lot
bonus
for
Bang Doge anjing.
Yeah.
Oh, Blaze can't afford armor.
Oh no, he cannot. Very glass cannon. He's going to be hoping that he can get an assist.
Si Dustin nggak beli armor anjing. Gila tuh orang.
Stack.
Nice banget.
Looking for the shot, but oh man,
nice banget anjing.
Even puts quite a bit of damage in onto Allow. We'll need to get some heals here from Hyuni.
Healing up the year. Heal Upa heal gitu.
I like to see. We haven't.
Benin kalau pakai Oniclaw jago banget kan?
It's been a hot minute, huh?
It's been a considerable amount of time, yeah. But
ya sih, soal itu setahu gue Benin kalau pakai Oniclaw jago banget.
People aren't familiar with Suggest in the Korean region. It is something he will slot into here and there. So it looks like now that's going to be his role, and he's maybe not.
Vanita harusnya Onyx Claw plus handle naga.
Still
Nice.
rather strong.
It'd be namely when we were, heading over to maps like Split, where we see the Killjoy coming out from solo. Perry managing to find Flips
30 seconds
before
left.
he loses out on his teammates. So another one on the floor. Yunny gone. No seekers to be used here in this round. 20 seconds remaining. Spike getting inched forward into A.
Nice buat Jor.
Pull out from the site there, and Solo trying to creep his way into that A link. Gets struck down. Now, two members immediately hearing the spike plant. They call for reinforcements. It's 2v4 in an attempt to try and stave off Boom. Boom right now.
Oh iya, Hyung anjing. Sama cowok ya. Maaf dah.
See if they can get past this wall right now. Already one up in heaven.
Oh, nice banget anjing setupannya.
Perry managing to find two. Can he get two more?
Oh, hampir aja Weave anjing. Nice.
No armor, no problem.
Kalau nggak mereka sih agak terkaget dengan alainya Takel. Iya anjir, Takel. Berapa G semua ini? Mentang-mentang Korea mukanya G semua ya anjing. Parah banget. Logi. Iya anjir, untung las kulitnya kepala. Kalau nggak rip anjir. Sabar guys, gua mau pakai ini. Roll. Kayaknya Raffi kaget deh tadi.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better compared to what we were seeing at least at the beginning. Bind instantly tailwind away there from Allow.
Nah, sini kan enak gua roll dan pon ini. Buset, Solo!
Absolutely dome blaze kick.
Anjing.
That's a massive pick.
Wow. I mean, just wow. Ooh. Big one knife hit there on a parry.
Yeah. Straight back a little bit of damage, but that's going to be parry knocked down to 75. And Solo comes up with yet another headshot. This time, the Sheriff save round looking pretty darn good.
Menakutkan anjing, sumpah. Tadi sih Sheriffnya nakutin ya. Shit man. Kenapa pick satu-satu anjing? Kalah Thrifty.
Just like that, this is looking like a wonderful Thrifty from Newturn.
Well, there's so much that goes right for Newturn in this round, and I mean, obviously, the Solo shot suggests they're gonna finish the job in a frostbite, but Solo, gets the shot, backs off, doesn't over-aggress, doesn't over-peek, and knows that there's probably a follow-up coming. They find another one, even though the Blade Storm comes out there from
anjing.
they're able to avoid any of those headshots from the blades, and they survive. And then they start throwing utility into the backside. Astric just gets completely pinned. He gets
itu rambut potong aja cok, risibet liatnya. Gua udah potong anjing ini. Tuh rambut gua sepantat cok anjing. Lebih panjang lagi. Ini gua sekarang cuma sedada.
Solid looking here. Instead of Newturn as Allow tries to get that kill in, but they might not be aware of Flips' position. Just hiding out behind the stack. Just taking quite a bit of damage, just gonna keep that. Allow pushes out, manages to find a second kill.
Yeah.
And Frostbite both go down.
3.
And he, as he pushes, Flips just over the top of that smoke. He was trying.
It is what it is. I mean, again, it's an eco round here, not even able to go into the Sheriff eco for them. Perry finds Eeyore, one left for Boom. And going back to the previous round before this one, another thing you have to be really cautious of with Newturn is their sheriffs. I mean, they have some of the best sheriffs.
Sheriffnya sakit anjir sumpah.
Devastating with that gun. They've said it in some of their videos.
Aduh,
That,
halo.
with the sheriffs in
Solo. Tajam banget
anjing. With the sheriffs before
gila.
It's something they practice, something they're very disciplined with, something they're very good at.
And Allow, well, while Perry might have denied away the opportunities of potentially getting an ace, he will still collect 4 kills, and that's
hampir ace tadi sumpah si lo.
Getting deja
Kill 3.
While it might not have been happening on Haven over at Iceland, there was Newturn, racking up the flawless rounds. When they get moving, once they finally oil up the machine a bit, they will just consistently start tearing teams apart. And that is a scary prospect for Boom. They need to shut this down very quickly.
Kalau ini kalah,
Very fast.
dicek kok nggak
Yeah,
tambah.
I mean, it just shows the veteran presence of Solo and Perry. You know, the old school tack shooter players. Well, okay, well, Lau thought about getting aggressive. Flipsider,
Nice,
he's good in there too. That's 2 for him.
Atuh nyangkut anjing.
Come in, Solo will strike back. Makes it a 2-for-2 exchange. See where they want to try to take this. Frostmine trying to watch the cross, but Hyunny will manage to strike him down. So just like that, we're now at a 2-2.
Yeah, Eeyore's position noted. Asterisk as well, not able to get anything going around that corner.
Reaction time.
Just
Allow
incredible.
Yeah, it pushes out of the smoke. Asterisk, he can't even get a shot off. He doesn't even really connect with Allow. He's already knocked down.
Nice, but yeah.
Hyunny gets a little bit of a read here that Eeyore was going to be creeping up through short, but he doesn't manage to win out on the exchange. So this does leave Allow now in a 1v1. The lockdown's going to be used. Allow, see where he wants to try to push this. He might just take the fight to him. Try to get this destroyed. He's tucked away into the corner.
What?
Out, tries to get the destroyed. Allow though, he's going to be locked down.
Nice banget, anjing. Nice banget anjir. Hampir aja deg-degan anjing.
He did not. There's still seconds to spare, so boom, they will
Tapi kocak banget, sumpah. Ultinya bisa kayak gitu, Cok.
Dude, absolute 5-head play calling from Asterisk here to set that Cosmic Divide up in a spot where you
Gila di flick gak anjingnya tadi?
into that cubby where you can't just shoot it out.
Beautifully
That's so smart. That was wonderful there. Hyunny, you know, gets
Ini
a
anjir
little
tadi di
bit,
flick,
you know,
Cok.
over aggressive, and that opens the space there for Boom to win that round. That was so good.
Untung nggak hancur, Cok, sumpah. Itu ultinya Yor.
Like that. Show us the synergy, show us the teamwork. Try to overcome this obstacle. Take this into a third and final map in the set. Hyunny just going to be scouting out through shorts, through sewer, whichever you prefer.
Si Bani udah apik lagi.
Perry got himself moved up pretty darn close. Thunder gonna come crashing in. Does manage to get the hit onto the Jets. Flips just trying to pull out of there.
Frostmine, kasihan anjing kena ulti.
Rotating up into heaven alongside Blaze. Two gonna be tucked away in hell. Perry in the corner. Set up a little bit of a
Beda gameplay, iya, saya nggak, semua tim nggak ada sofa.
This is going to be rather tough
Meta
now
baru.
for Boom. You know, Asterisk still hanging over by B. I think this might be a full retreat. Yeah, there's just no point in trying. With the Killjoy lockdown there, I think there might be time to save guns. I don't know about this.
Moving back in, the spray's starting to come out. They at least want to make sure that they have some sites that potentially try to find exits. But with Blaze pulling out of heaven, that is going to be the abandon on the retake. So even though they're only a man down, that is just going to be the end of the round here. So Newturn will again stretch up a 2-round lead.
Kenapa mereka nggak coba try?
All things considered, Achilleos, for Boom, that's not too bad of a round. Honestly, you kind of weathered 2 big-time ultimates there with the
Iya sih, ultinya lama banget ya.
You only lost 1 player, you get to keep your guns.
Nge-time ya?
Maintain your economy,
Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all.
at least to a certain extent.
Tapi ini sebenarnya map attacker sih.
That's like the least
Harusnya,
bad you could lose a round,
tapi
right? Like,
tergantung tim juga.
I mean, you can see here now it still keeps them in this position where they cannot afford to lose this round. That's the thing. It doesn't benefit. They don't gain any benefits, but there's not too many additional negatives. But if they lose out here, we'll be able to get another bye. But then from there, that's where things start.
Harus wajib menang anjing di round.
Frostmine only going to have the sheriff behind him for now.
Ini round wajib menang anjir.
I like this aggression from Boom. They're doing such a good job controlling space in A early.
He just wrecked him over at C.
Oh, that's over at C. Jeez.
Oh, wait, or was this out of the garage door? It looks
Out
like
of garage.
Okay. Out of garage door,
heck?
then rotated back into the side. I thought maybe he had pushed out C. He's looking for that X on the map. Finally did it, spotted. So a very nice shot. Pretty much equalizes things. Eeyore.
I don't think Eeyore heard
on the other
it.
side. I don't think Solo has any awareness of this, though.
I don't think either of them
Really
knows.
look at it. Oh, the timing comes through. He actually cleared a vision. A little bit blind as he's trying to recover. Does get taken down by Hyunny. Pushes into the backside, finds Blaze King, and just like that, the advantage is back in the
Eeyore mati.
The Seeker's moving out, but they know very well where everybody is at. Getting to find a 3rd kill as the Seeker's just leading Frostmine forward. Scoop up the Phantom. We'll see if he can get anything done here. Goes for the peek, doesn't see anything. 2 going to be tucked away inside of the cubby. Gravity well pulling on him just a bit. Gets that dink. Just now down to 2 HP. Frostbite probably wishing that he played something that had a grenade. Wants to try to go for that push, but Blind will stop him up, just drawing out even more time. Blind not going to connect, gets a headshot onto Perry. Had he maybe been able to get suggested and then transfer spread.
Tadi gue bingung anjir. Tiba-tiba ada rata di side.
But either way, he will go down. He will find 4 kills in the round, and Newturn now move up 6-3.
Well, geez, that was really darn close there for Frostmind. He almost pulled off the impossible in that 1v3. I mean, he had Solo down to 3 health, Yunny down to 41. Just a really nice attempt. Not much you can do in that situation. Again, even though Solo gets picked off after that lurk through the garage window, you know, he doesn't get spotted by Eeyore. He does get taken down by Blaze, but that opens up just enough space and time for them to take the rest of that site because Blaze is...
Pusing ya nahan side, dia kena flash ya. Mungkin mati gara-gara kena flash deh. Harus ini nih, apa namanya? Anti-flash.
Very strongly. Maybe they should avoid the 9-3 curse. I don't really know. It hasn't been affecting the green teams too much, neither for their benefit nor their demise.
Serem banget ya guys ya.
I think they're probably just gonna look to full send this and have a dominant half. There's also a good opportunity for Boom to try to step back, collect themselves, and say, okay, here's what's going wrong. Here's how we correct it, and see if they can regain control of this a bit. They absolutely could still make this, you know, a 7-5, maybe even a 6-6 if they can have a strong eco here.
I can just imagine Newturn's coach going to Solo. Now look, if it's 8-3 in the last round, you know, don't worry too much.
Newturn yang time out.
We just want to avoid that 9-3. No way in heck that's going to happen. Now, an interesting buy here for Solo. He's got that operator in hand. I mean, again, typically you're seeing Allow or Hyunny with it, but kind of showing some different looks to us today is Newturn, and he's going to find the opening kill.
Wow, yeah, caught Eeyore trying to lurk out of Garage. Allow now finds Frostmind as well. And granted, this is going to be, you know, a bit of a save round. From Blaze and a Spectre from Asterisk, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on to these weapons. Nebula. Blaze pushes out of it. He's going to be good for 1. Goes on a bit of an escape there with the dismiss. A little bit of a debate with the updraft, trying to make him think that he's up on top of the box. He goes for that check. Doesn't manage to see anything. Doesn't necessarily know that Allow has gotten tucked away in Cubby.
Oof, the flash comes in. Blaze is kind of stuck. He's going to have to use a Leer to try to exit. He's going to be able to get out in time to avoid any damage. Asterisk here. Oh, no!
Nice, but
just not respecting that potential position. Asterisk finds a kill, finds a very nice weapon upgrade. Now can they find this retake of the C site? Rotation's coming through the A link as Blaze makes his way through B. Asterisk leading the charge. Trying to spot anybody, but everybody from Newturn is playing so far split. I mean, look at Allow right now.
Gila.
He's going to go recover.
Satu CT, satu di A, satu di Celong. What the fuck?
With Perry there, as you know, he's already got the star down. He should be able to gravity well. Well, Yunny, he can just go for the guiding light here, and nobody. That's just a big tap. And there's Perry, comes right in off the back of it. Ooh, Asterisk does get him though.
It gets that kill, but he doesn't have the time, unfortunately, to defuse the spikes. It's still going to be
main jauh banget.
Going over to the Newturn. Operator is picked up by Allow.
Saya nggak kuat nontonnya. Santai lah. 7-3. Santai.
7-5. Be fairly respectable.
Kalau kalah masih ada lower chill.
Darn close to a full buy. See what they can do with it.
I mean,
jujur serem sih nontonnya gini.
Timeout paying off for Newturn, putting that operator into the hands of Solo to catch that lurk out of Garage. You know, they've sensed that Boom was thinking about doing it again since they had a successful pick out of that garage door a few rounds ago, and they were ready for it this time with the operator. Still going to be in Solo's hands. So even though Allow picked it up, he is going to be transferring it back over to the shot caller for Newturn. This time around, no aggressive pushes out of A long for Boom, trying to show a different look here to Newturn. Oh, Blaze.
Right here from the window is trying to look for the headshot. He'll get Solo. Oh, beautifully timed. Knew that he had a small little window of opportunity to strike before the turret activated and revealed his position. He takes full advantage.
Kita yang nggak nonton, kita yang pusing ya guys ya.
That was so smart. I mean, just again, you see this.
Mainnya lama banget, sumpah si Newturn ini, sumpah.
Pretty much guaranteed at least 1 kill. There's great wallbang potential through there, and that time he's just
Apalagi ya, Bain.
catches Solo sleeping. I assume Solo was.
Ntar kalau udah misal 12 match point, nah itu langsung geter tangan anjing.
I think right now, Newturn's just kind of searching out information, trying to see what's open. They've been hitting C pretty effectively, round over round. Let's see if that's going to be again. There are a couple members of Boom awaiting, and that smoke might
pindah ke A, ke B.
Got that operator himself, and a blade storm behind it.
Blinds come out, Blaze King gonna be forced to pull away. Perfect divide goes out, Lear through the wall, push comes in, Blaze King looking to get on top, manages to find one, takes it as miss, Frostbind finds the other, Scunny goes down.
Si Frostbind sih anjing, terus smoke-nya gila.
Suddenly it's just two members remaining. Looking at the aftershock, but they see the push coming in.
Nice one.
Blaze King, aftershock goes out, but Flipshitter shuts down Suggest.
Nice.
Coming in, that will be the closeout on the round. Boom, looking to bounce back.
Dikasih nafas 7-4.
Not have this be a 9-3.
That's huge, and now they can, rest a little bit easier. Maybe get this to a
Nice
7-5 here to close out the half, and that opening.
Dikasih napas ya guys ya. Ayo 75.
Knowing where players are, everybody's playing back on Boom. They're not, Newturn's not able
Kayaknya
to
emang
get
harus,
information to
iya cok.
capitalize on.
Soalnya mereka mainnya lama banget. Terus kalau misalnya di titik terakhir nih, mereka main 4 lawan 2, 4 lawan 3. Pasti yang di side kalah, mati, digerebek, di flash mati, ya kan?
Keep himself alive. Give up Frostbind the opportunity to come and get another kill. So smart, so heads
Si ini kasihan sih, dia ngepick di mana?
Flips now, looking over towards C Long. There's a couple members here.
Nice one.
He's trying to set up stars, and Blaze King again at the start of the round finds massive value. Comes up with 2 kills this time around. Allow, however, out onto the site. And behind, managed to find Flip Jitter. Blaze King be tucked away on that right side. Spike's been moved up in the hands of Solo. They want to clear this angle before they go for the plant. Knives gonna whiff. Blaze King mows down 2 more. The round. Solo strikes him down, but now finds himself in a 1v2 scenario. Needs to come out on top, but lurking out from mid through window is Eeyore, and he's gonna be ready for the crossfire, I think. Or no, he's actually gonna let Solo run past.
Oh, he could have gotten
Nice one, yeah.
Right. Doesn't matter. Still just gonna put one in the back of his head.
If he missed that shot and it cost him his life, he was going to be regretting that trigger discipline for a very long time. But boom, they do get it done. They put up a respectable half. 5 rounds on the defender's side. Now shifting over to the attack. Let's see how they fare.
I mean, so much of this is on Blaze with these early aggressive.
Untung ada di spray anjing.
Getting so much value there, catching Newturn completely off guard, showing them different looks round to round. I mean, even though Boom is down 7-5, that was still a
lu tuh Reina loh. Kalau Reina tuh enak, lu bunuh dismiss, ya kan? Bunuh heal.
Your fortunes around, and you and I have seen it. Talk about it earlier, time and time again. Newturn's Haven is definitely at a bit of weak point for them this year.
Enaknya jadi Reina, sumpah gue cinta mati anjing kalau misal aim gue setajam itu, anjing.
It's a headshot there on the Flip Jitter. Blaze King trying to turn it back with that frenzy. Will put a decent amount of damage into the enemy jet, but let's get taken down. Heals come out from Hyunny. The rest of Boom now make their way through over towards B. Solo on the lurk right here at the C link. Pulls back in the garage. Well, Frostbind taken down off screen. Right click from Eeyore finds a good chunk of damage. On to Solo. He's looking to finish the job, and Solo gets him with the headshot. Asterisk will fall.
Diloncatin gak anjing?
At least be grateful that they can get the spike planted, but with 5 members standing, Newturn will yet again find a flawless round.
It's painful.
Anjing Flips, kasihan banget Garage-nya nggak ada lihat mati sama orang Garage. Ente.
So it definitely puts you on the back foot big time as Boom.
Is that for the whole year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, then Vision Strikers is such a weird anomaly.
Well, Vision Strikers is,
pre-Lock Yamako.
Anjing VS isinya gut anjing, 5 gut jadiin 1. Jadilah VS 5 gut Korea.
It was rather amusing for quite some time to watch Vision Strikers just absolutely flop.
Kalau kayak gini Aaron pasti coba menang pistol run, iya anjing.
But here we go, Allow with the Marshall. I'm gonna be watching down long C. Good opportunity here, and he's gonna find the
Shell banget anjing Flips. Tadi ada Kacau juga anjir.
But it does.
Dia kena flips.
I mean, that's having that collapse.
Kasihan.
Didn't give up a 2-for-1 special to him. Gravity well.
Sumpah.
Pulls Eeyore into the corner just inside of
Lagi nggak wangi anjir.
bit of damage down onto him. For the
Pingnya beda berapa sih main di Hong Kong nggak tahu aku.
Sees another on that left side, takes a
Coba
tap.
entar Ior ntar.
Uses the tailwind, keeps himself alive. But significant damage is dealt, as to be expected. Blazing, very nice shot. Catches Hyunny mid-jiggle. Right,
but-
with that Sheriff, and Asterisk does much the same to parry. Now that's going to be 2 Spectres in hand, and suddenly this is not an unwinnable situation. Solo is only
Winnable
holding on
anjir
to a
ini
ghost.
sumpah.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, this is really good guns to have right now in this round. It's going to come down to Solo. If he can pick one off here, that should
Solo
be
cuman
pretty
pakai-
good for new turn. It's just going to come down to not playing off his utility there.
Throws out the Leer on the side turret, puts even more damage.
Aduh,
That single dismiss.
kesate.
Okay,
Aduh.
just goes ahead, it mows them down. It was a rough situation to be in, but I might have called out.
Ior
the
3
ghost.
halit.
He said,
Iya dong.
I don't
Semua
care.
semua anak
Just
pun
gonna
di
go ahead
GH.
and picks him up. Solid effort though. That was
Di
a little
sate
bit scary
anjing
for
pakai
New Turn. Seemed like Boom
Gus.
might have been able to bring that one back from the brink, but now they've got proper weapons in their hands.
Yeah, we saw some pretty good sheriffs from new turn on the attacker side.
Score.
This time around,
Yeah.
Boom gets
Gorgeous.
it right back. It was really close, dude. I mean, if Solo doesn't come up with just the ghost shots of his life there, that could have been very different. I mean, he was in
Yuk,
kind of a precarious spot there for a
6-9
second, not
yuk.
playing off his utility out in the open. Blaze, had he gotten a better shot, could have taken him down, and that could have been the round for Boom.
Well, it's just going to be a steady push up. See long. Jiggle out. Parry in the back side. Allowed tucks into the corner with Spectre. Manages the mow down too. Swaps over the ghost. Short little tailwind, but he'll take one into the corner and suggests there for some
What?
covering fire. So Parry will go down, but that's the only casualty they suffer. They have the spike down in sight, and it's just Eeyore out at C long.
Well, that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back here. Allow gonna find his third at long range, and that is devastating for Boom. The rifle round immediately shut
Waduh.
down by Allow with the Spectre around the corner, finds a great double, buys a ton of time. That's that one just kind of fell out of Boom's hands. They really weren't able to react to Allow fast enough in a couple different scenarios there. And
Waduh.
then the crossfire is able to come in. Allow was able to buy
Waduh.
just enough time, and it's just
Waduh.
a shooting gallery there for New Turn at that C entrance.
Yeah, so New Turn going to be saying thank you very much for the weapon upgrades. For the side of Boom, it's going to be yet again back to a single Spectre and some Sheriffs. They can have some pretty nasty shots with these, so let's see if they can do it again. Get some more
Turn
guns
too
back in
strong.
their hands and
Kayaknya
turn this
ping tiff
around.
juga deh
This
menurut
time,
gua.
the jiggle peek from Hyunny is not going to result in his
Tapi
death.
nggak tahu juga deh.
Stays alive as Blaze King just
Lagi bukan harinya mungkin.
I like that.
They come in.
I like that Allow isn't going for the operator yet. He has enough money, but there's no reason on an eco to accidentally turn it over. Just go for the rifle, see if you
Bukan
can get the win.
harinya
You
mungkin.
know, and then you've got plenty of money banked for the operator next round. It's just calm, collected stuff here.
Wah, Ior
From New Turn.
ketahuan nih.
Eeyore caught off guard, wasn't able to swing that far to the left to try to get Parry. Parry very well prepped, as Frostbind is going to be pushing Suggest back into a link. Sight. It's only Frostbind occupying this position for now. Parry is coming around
Waduh,
on his
timingnya
flank. Manages
anjir.
to find that kill. Flip Shitter does manage to eliminate Solo off screen. Upgrades from Spectre
Iya.
to Phantom.
Pasti nembaknya
This time, Kenny finds his
lebih diuntungkan Korea pasti.
Now they're going to try to full rotate
30
over there. That
seconds
Hawk's
left.
not going to get any info. Footsteps going to quiet up here for Boom. They're going to try to see if they can maybe sneak by. Hyunny even going
welcome
all the
ya,
way
sayang
into long A.
subsidi.
It's kind of a do-si-do on the A
Hello.
side. Nobody on New
Welcome
Turn
to
is
my
gonna have this
channel.
information right
Anjay.
away. Even Honey just totally tunneled down long A. Not much time left.
Stay down.
Oh,
Nice
and they
one.
spot him
10
too.
seconds
He
left.
doesn't turn around. Flip Shitter manages to strike him down. Again, 2v3, so are outmanned, but certainly can clutch this. Between the two of them, we'll see if they can make
Tuh,
it happen.
kacau kena.
Just gets himself positioned in heaven.
Tuh,
Enemy
Playing
Kenapa
from
peek?
Link and Asterisk, he tries to go for that peak, but he's already a bit
waduh,
chunked out. Go down.
nice
Allow,
flips.
tries to get himself onto the site. Nice little spray comes in. Flips will make it a little bit more painful for
Kenapa
Nature.
nggak sih LCQ offline di Singapura mahal bang?
Got plenty of money in their pocket.
Lu Berarti satu orang tuh kalau kuarantin di Singapura, satu orang 20 juta. Satu tim setidaknya ada 7 orang. Ya kan? Hitung aja 20 kali 7. Satu tim berarti 140 juta. Yang ikut ada berapa tim? 1M. Cuma buat karantin. Lebih. Bisa habis 3M anjing. 4M. Cuman buat LCQ offline di Singapura.
Yeah, we'll see if they can try to make it a little bit more even in the score department. Utilize those ults, but that's not going to be the start that they're looking for. Allow finds the opening shot, gets himself boosted, staring down over towards Sewer. I don't think anybody is going to be willing to peek him though, so he'll take the fight to them.
Bani apa gak iya, geter banget ya Bani ya. Aduh sakit banget anjing. Luka gua kena ketatap.
Playing this out conservatively. They might not be ready for Flips, who's got himself moved way up on long.
And I don't know if that hot caught him. Flips gets one, dashes right back.
Nice banget.
They managed to find the kills. And this is a massive
Sior dapat kill, nice banget.
We're looking for this entire time. They might have lost Frost at the beginning, but they absolutely just cull the remaining members.
Beda ping mas animasi telat, iya.
Well for the follow-up round and Solo. He knows better. He might be the oldest, the most seasoned veteran.
Kolan dia cuma champion, nggak ada duitnya rookie di penyelenggara. Iya. Soalnya mahal banget kalau mau misal apa namanya LAN. Soalnya sebenarnya katanya ada mau di Korea kan. Tapi Korea tuh kalau nggak salah lagi naik deh COVID-nya. Habis itu dibatalin katanya. Nggak tahu deh. Ini ya kelawar ketemu Richard kalau nggak Tambon bukan sih? Iya, let's go. Yoro ngelak ya.
For them, even though they're in a desperate situation, but a lot of utility being thrown out here, and an aggressive push by Allow with the blades isn't able to find anything though.
Takut Yor, takut. Pasti bilang takut. Takut. Anjing.
Find anything, but doesn't let go of any of his knives, so still has these.
11-6.
Now situated up top.
Bani meleng. Bani.
Into the shoulder there, Flip Shitter. Pull back.
Yeah, Flip's just not quite able to find that flick. A little bit of an unexpected move there from Allow for sure. I'm not sure how many blades Allow has left off of that. I think he threw 2 or 3.
He might have let out 3.
I think so. Okay, yeah, it's hard to count that fast for somebody.
We need like a little ticker above the his little portrait there. It shows how many he's got.
Yeah, comeback dong.
Yeah, they may be boom.
Apa itu lower bracket?
So, it's a little bit.
Let's go upper.
I was waiting for a joke. I was surprised that we made it this far into the series without having a terrible joke. There's only one group of people who are more confident in their poor sense of humor than you, and that's Twitch chat. Here we go.
Oh, nice banget.
Now onto the A site. Blaze King makes his way forward, gets a headshot out on the
Aduh, ketetut keicep-icep anjing.
Solo, he'll get that punish. 4v4 now coming in.
Oh, nice banget.
4v3, Knives gonna buy nothing. And it's just 2
Yuk. 4 lawan 2, cok. Let's go.
Having been used. Looks to just be a pull away from them.
Iya, efek ping kemarin sebenarnya kayak pas yang online tuh pada kaget semua, apalagi India tau nggak? Soalnya India tuh pingnya kalau di Hong Kong bisa 100 aja kalau dari Mumbai. Gila banget kalau misal 100 lawan berapa puluh doang. Di Valorant tuh tidak ada yang tidak mungkin. Anjas. Masih PMA dong guys. 11-7 dikasih nafas. Ayo.
Try to catch up here to Allow is out in the lead with 19 kills. And Blaze right there, hot on his heels. It's a very good economy.
Si apa namanya si India ini, si GE dia tuh mau buat GH di Thailand, tetapi ditolak anjing visanya sama Thailand, si India. Terus akhirnya India ngambil provinsi yang paling deket sama apa namanya Hong Kong, paling pucuk, namanya Caca apa gitu. What?
On the turret, and then he lines up a beautiful headshot onto Eeyore, but they know that this is going to be an overextension if they try to recover that rifle, so they will just go ahead and pull
Tajam
back.
sekali cherry-nya, Bang. Aduh, tembak. Nice banget.
Nice flick from Flips.
Nice banget.
A 4v4.
Absolutely filthy, Achilleos. Let's see what they can do on this potential retake. Suggest is gonna get Flips after the flash.
Flashnya anjing banget.
One enemy remaining.
And it's just a fine 2. Great value being found, and he's going to be very grateful for that purpose.
Dasin kok di belakang anjing, what the fuck?
Again with the sheriff from Allow. 2 for him in the round. Guns recovered. Op is on the floor. And Blaze King, he seems to be undetected at least for now, but with this crossfire setup, making it through this archway, killing both would be nigh impossible. He'll be good for 1, but Suggest will be good for 3 in the round, and that is match point now for New Turn. Operator recovered by
Kok flash semua anjir.
Couple ultimates online as well. Boom need to dig deep right here, right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do against stuff like what Allow does. I thought that's really well played there by Eeyore. He anticipates the aggression. He's ready for it. He even catches Allow shooting at the turret first, and Allow still just able to find the headshot, just the quick flick.
Anjir.
And that's all of a sudden, round in trouble.
Si Lau sih flicknya gila, cok.
Like it's a few sheriffs abound, but Flips had a great flick.
Nggak tahu ya.
All in all, Suggest comes up big with that Vandal, and again, I love to see the Vandal in his hands. He is just absolutely so filthy when he's dialed in with it.
Allow comes out on top, gets the body shot on the Flips, puts him on the floor, and things just became that much more difficult for the side of Boom. Solo, however, gonna be gone. Blaze King, he used the dismiss, however. He's got the healing from this guy to try to top him back up. Obviously not gonna have any over-healing right now, so he's without shields. They leveled the playing field just a bit. They're still in a very precarious spot, Perry, waiting just on the other side of this exit out of garage.
Oh, Perry. Oh,
push it, hits the shot. Frostmine cannot answer back. Perry, good for 2, and suddenly there's just 2 members left. Nebula gonna be used. Covers the operator. Asterisk gonna be looking to try to out-duel against Allow. Shot flies out. It does not connect, so Allow's gonna look to reposition. Says, go ahead. Come at me.
Kayak gini, kalau udah 12 kayak gini tuh rasanya deg-degser tau gak rasanya. Anjing banget rasanya.
Well, he thought about trying to go for that long C peek off of it, and opts to just get the heck out of it instead. Eeyore's pushing around the edges, seeing if anybody's going to get caught. Nobody is detained, so site is open. Nano Swarm going to be placed at the alley entrance, and that's the only direction right now that New Turn has available to them. And Eeyore here going to get the information that nobody's in window. The Rolling Thunder is going to come through.
Let's go out. Eeyore looking to creep around the back. Flash points flying through. Asterisk pulls his way back into the garage, but he can't manage to get Hyunny. He takes him down to 18 HP, but that is not going to be good enough. It needs to be a big play from Eeyore, but he's not going to find it. Allow will get the headshot. As the fuse goes off, that is going to be New Turn closing out the map 13-7. To take it 2-0, but man, they had to fight hard as hell for this at times, Paper Thin. This was a hell of a performance coming out from Boom Esports.
Gua kenyang anjing, nggak kuat gua makan ini. Sisa sayap-sayap doang, gue juga nggak gitu suka, terus gue tinggal. Masih bisa lawan antara Recheck atau Damwon. Masih ada kesempatan, iya. 1 ya. Nanti dah. Udah berarti kegara ping, iya sih. Tapi gue nggak ngerti Korea dapat ping berapa sih ke Hong Kong. Kayaknya mungkin 20-an atau belasan, 20-an kali. Iya, lower bracket masih bisa. Iya. Lawan turn 13-10, 13-7. Not bad, tapi masih kurang anjir. Masih kurang.
Yeah, it really does. I gotta say, I think this might be the best that we've seen Allow. You know, we were wondering, is he gonna play Jet? Alau's playing Jet, and he's playing it really, really well. So,
Si Jetnya
we'll see, you know, if that's gonna be
OP-nya sih kena terus loh.
throughout the duration of this event, and if it's gonna be strong enough to
Ngeri.
get New Turn back at another international event over to Port Berlin at Champions at the end of the year. But a strong start for them. They will be advancing forward. The road's not done yet, though, for Boom. We'll see more of them in the future, but for now, it's time to go to a break.
Ente, is okay. Dah. Gimana dah? Masih ada Paprex, guys. Lawan KE, let's go. Paprex. Kita dukungnya ada Indonya. Ya nggak? Masih ada Paprex. Iya, Paprex, let's go. Ini maksudnya apa sih? 1-1, 1-0. Nggak paham dah gua. Emang dari Korea aja sih ya, bagus banget dan cepat banding di Indo. Iya. Indo indie home ya. Ya, gimana ya guys ya? Indie home, indie homo. Itu PR-nya cuman ada juga efek pergantian pemain plus perpindahan IGL. Ya, nggak tahu deh. Terus internetnya Korea kencang, stabil walaupun pingnya gede. Tadi aja si Dani aja DC ya guys ya. Iya, indie home ya guys ya. Tapi Boom pakai CBN deh kayaknya. Setahu gua. Sama satu lagi Oxy atau apa gitu. Korea udah 5G. Indonesia masih 4G, 3G anjing. Telkom gua aja lebih sering 3G anjing. Sumpah dah. Babi. 5G cepet banget ya. Anjing. Oke. Nih. GG babi menyerang anjing. Sumpah. Babi chat ya. Gua biasa lihat chat. Coba kita lihat di Twitch ya. Lebih gila mana orang-orang India babi ini. Oh shit. Kenceng banget. Mari kita lihat. Oh, cuma emot only guys. Tidak ada India babi. Gak ada India babi. Tidak ada India guys. Aman. Coba one lap. Sumpah chatnya gak keload ya. Rasanya banget anjing orang India. Kenapa sih? Sumpah. Rasa banget anjing orang India. Mana sih LCQ? Ya. Anjing. Sama anjing. Semua GE fighting. Oh my god. Ini coba bracket. Kok Twitch gua nggak ngeload ya anjir? Parah banget. Ya udahlah, nonton YouTube. Match fixing. Anjas, match fixing. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 Iya rusuh banget cok. Liatin gua udah enek cok. Babi para India ini. Tapi what do you expect gitu loh. India berapa juta cok yang ini. Bocil-bocil Indonesia sudah ketinggalan anjir. Nih. Mari kita lihat chat chat Indonesia Cing ya kayaknya yang main. Berarti chat Singapura lawan chat India. Anjas. Sabar gue pengen buka Discord nih. Siapa tahu ada orang. Dari tadi gue belum buka Discord, lupa. Iya, Singaporean chat. Sabar. Anjas. Langsung briefing anjing. Boom. Kayaknya Mio marah deh. Kayaknya. Pencet. Sayang banget yang map 1 bisa menang anjing. Terus yang ini timingnya ente. Tahu-tahu ya Jason ya Jet. Kayaknya enggak deh, kayaknya harusnya Cing sih. Setahu gua tapi.
He's just been a completely unstoppable force. Sorry, I was muted apparently for that one, but I'm back here now. But as I was saying, yeah, Allow just a completely unstoppable force.
Boom, one of the most hated esport in Indonesia. Anjas. Siapa? Sumpah, gue nggak bisa baca anjing. Yang komen biasa, semuanya GE fighting anjir. GE fighting. Cuma satu Peprex, let's go. Gila dah.
He was influential for that win of them. 13-7, really wrapping things up nicely.
Yeah, and I think for Boom too, you have to give some respect to Blaze, who busted out the Reyna on this map. You know, we knew he was a duelist back in the day, and he just slotted straight back into that. I mean, Asteroid, he was super aggressive, especially on defense, finding these walk-up C long or up mid into window and getting early kills for the team.
Iya, GE gila cok. Itu sama lagi. GE hati merah, hati biru. Lebih rusuh anjing. Satu India rusuh anjing. Gila dah.
It just really allowed at least a closer game than what was probably initially thought of for that 13-7. But at least moving forward into this, I'm probably already looking at Boom. Maybe second guessing
sakit mata gua. Maaf guys, gua nggak bisa lihat chat ini lagi. Ya wajar aja Boom ya, terus orang termasuk top tim Indo. Ya enggak sih. Menurut gua kenapa Boom lebih banyak haters? Maksudnya anak-anak Boom kan juga lebih banyak streaming daripada kayak pro player lain kan, kayak misal Yor, Nanda, Bani, gitu. Ya mereka semakin banyak nonton, semakin populer, otomatis ya pasti banyak haters, bener gak? Habis itu dengan adanya scene Indo makin besar, otomatis juga pasti makin banyak bocil-bocil toxic kan.
Newturn of course are going to move on and checking out the bracket. That'll pit them up against Full Sense, which of course is going to be a very exciting matchup. And I think you know Black and Blue, you can say maybe
Boom itu terkenal dulu harus ya anjing dihujat baru ini ya menang anjing goblok. Boom Dota sekarang udah gak gitu karena isinya pemain Pinoy semua. Iya anjir. Indonya cuma satu biji ya kayaknya. Dior sih hatersnya kayaknya viewersnya dia semua hatersnya dia deh.
Well, basically, the way we're pointing at this is they read them. They finally started to read them, and we knew that, you know, it will take some time for Neutron to make those adjustments, and we were expecting that
Masa iya
Boom could
Follow
potentially
mesti
take
gitu
map number
juga.
one, and that
Ya,
they
waduh.
almost did. Map number
Waduh.
two, though, is going to have to be
Apakah
something that, you know, Neutron gonna have to come back to. Well, in that case,
Boom
they
ID
closed out the
jadi
series 2-0.
Boom Filipin?
A slow start for them, yes, but that is credit to the playstyle of Boom here, which can
Kekalik
be
Filipin,
really,
guys.
I guess, unexpected for a Korean team. You don't see many teams be this
Tapi
aggressive or be this,
gimana anjir?
super decisive when they
Ketemunya
go into the
langsung
side and super
Nocturne ya?
when they
Ya
execute
gimana?
stuff.
Nocturne
Aside
emang
from maybe
jago.
FRQ
Kalau nggak
in the
jago nggak
previous
masuk
times, but
Iceland, ya nggak?
not as of late, but still, it's
Walaupun
something that
tanpa
Boom did
Laki ya.
have going for them, that bit of surprise factor. But once that's gone, once that initial kind of surprise and that initial kind of game plan is already busted, then they don't have much other cards up their sleeve. And to be quite honest with you, I think it's about damn time they finally put Blaze
Tapi
on a more
kalau
attacking
Boom
position, because he's been forced
Boom kalah, saya expect anjing, jujur.
everybody else up, but they need to set him
Saya
up.
on paper juga ini kan, apa namanya?
That's right. They got to check up some stuff here in terms of their who
Nocturne.
Yeah, I definitely want to see a little bit more Blaze on some duelists like the Rain. I was a big fan of that. I think too, if you're just a fan.
Kayaknya after LCQ yang di Farewell Your sama Kaco teh, terus Om Dasin Orbani GL. Feeling aja sih. Ya, bisa jadi. Tidak ada yang kita tahu anjir kalau begini mah.
And look ahead to our fourth and final one on the day. Completely crazy. We had 4 BO3s today. So much Valorant. If you've been with us from the beginning, first of all,
Hidup
I commend
Hidup
you.
namanya
Second of
juga
all,
ini.
thank you very much because
Seperti
we have
roller
so
coaster
many games
aja.
to go,
Tapi enaknya caster luar ya. Caster luar tuh pakaiannya santai semua. Kalau kalian lihat ya, kayak misal di Berlin, terus di sini saya semua pakai kaos aja. Cuman di Indonesia rapi buat pakai jas, pakai blazer, pakai kaos.
got a lot of excitement behind them at Berlin, especially when they took that map.
Anjas, gue e-sport.
Here's something I'm gonna be pointing out. For Southeast Asia, everybody, you know, when the first
Iya.
Masters came out, it was all on X10. And
Terus
then when
masuk
the
kabar
second
Ior ke
one
Gea View
came
pantai.
through, it was
Betul
Paper Rex that
asli.
had all eyes on them, and they did
Tapi
not
XN sudah
disappoint.
berapa
Now, of course,
berapa
one of the
orang
things that they needed to kind of
banyak
adjust
banget
to,
top
which
sudah
is
kayak
the performance of
ada
Perseid and
Crow,
whatnot, but probably with the addition of the
Agil,
newest player Jing, that's
terus
gonna be something that
Al,
teams will have to watch out for now. because
Sayo,
he be cracked.
Cover,
Yeah, I totally agree. Like,
terus
people
Forsberg,
kind of expect, you know, Forsaken, he is a
anjir.
prodigy of the Southeast
Terus
Asia
ada
scene,
Kevin
for
juga
very
di
good reason.
di GH sana, 7 orang cuk,
Barely even above
gila.
mid-range, right? He's
Udah
a
kayak
very young
ini,
player. But
tawuran.
that doesn't mean that that's all that he can
Boom,
play. That doesn't
sama
mean that because he's a young player that he can
XN
be relegated to just being a jet,
apa
just
sih?
being a duelist. Because
Kalau
man can play
kolaborasi
different roles.
anjing
He can
udah
play on the Sova, he's
jadi
gonna
tim
pop
sepak
off.
bola bangke.
King, a player that nobody really is too familiar with, is honestly one
Kayak
of the brightest
fighting,
players we have here in
astaga.
terms of what he can bring to a game, the fire and the energy he
Ada
can
bocil
bring
India
on the
menyerang
roster.
guys. Oh my god.
Very high
Untung
bar
cuma
he's already
satu.
set, but they're even increasing that even more so with this Jing pick up on them. Will it be enough for them to take down Global, who've been looking stout
Iya,
in the
defense
tournament so
GE.
far, though?
Kaget
I
gak
think
lu
they
anjir?
have what it takes.
GE fighting. Siap
Bang,
bang, jago.
Question. You talk about a hot player, a hot duelist player. You have to talk about SK Rossi.
Percuma lu TO, orang dia sudah ini udah cabut.
They were hot. They were aggressive out of the gate. SK Rossi, I think he had a W key. I'm not sure if he had ASD. But I know the W key was.
Tapi ini gue ngerti sih. GE mainnya jujur berantakan sih. Kayak terlalu terburu-buru.
And I just feel like
banget.
for this global esports team, there were doubts. People didn't know fully what to expect for them. But Aserai yesterday, they cast all.
Gila.
They came out.
Ender pakai mic-nya sure kayak punya Wilson, mahal.
By far, like I was even shouted out by the global esports org.
Mampus lu, Shiva Sakti, dimakan sama Nightbot.
I'm seeing SK Rossi, and for sure it was. He was such a phenomenal player, just going in and making sure that his presence is going to be felt out throughout the entire map, which was very,
Nggak,
very,
cuma satu, nggak
I think
spam juga. Mungkin
when
dia
we
emang
were
mau
watching
support,
it.
iya.
Granted, of course, I'm gonna tone it
Langsung
down
di
a little
TO
bit.
anjing sama
It's not
Nightbot,
gonna be all
ente dah.
praises, as he did kind of faltered a little bit, but his
Ente dah bang.
Hell Ranger definitely picked it up for him when they needed him to.
Alrighty, we've got our maps picked out. It's going to be Icebox Split.
Iya, Nightbot yang TO. Jangan main-main lu. Nightbot gue galak lu.
Come in to play just yet, or if it's been picked, it's been the third one. So that'll be fun. I do have the bans for you as well. Looks like PaperX banned away Haven first of all, Global banned out Ascent, and that left us with these three with the PaperX ban of Breeze a little bit later on. Black and Blue, I'm going to come to you. First impressions
Tapi gue bingung nih.
off of this map select.
Si GE berani anjir lawan PaperX di Icebox. Padahal keras anjing PaperX di Icebox.
And that is to be expected. It's a great map for Southeast Asia in general, and they have some very
Milka kemarin di-rate sama India sampai ke Silit ente dah. Nyancat biru semua. Iya. Karena modku aktif, nggak kayak viewers. Gue ganti akun dah biar gak biar. Ganti akun nggak. Santai lah. Gue kagak biru sans
This one being picked by Global, I still think that this is quite a close map for them. If you look at the numbers,
mataku kan menemani aku.
For Global and 67
GE, okay.
Isn't that big of a difference?
Fighting. Let's go Global Esport.
I don't think the map veto here is the biggest problem for
Indian
DCT.
Pride.
It will come down to a clash of playstyles and
Aca-aca
superstar
Pride.
power because both of these teams are jam-packed with either.
Ajudan Sultan Hong.
Superstar power.
Nakal dah biru. Iya. Makasih loh, Soy.
We are jumping straight into Agent Select. Things are going fast to get us into the fourth and final matchup of the day. Again, we are kicking things off on Icebox here.
Sofa.
Looks like we've
Portekan.
got fairly standard compositions all around. We got both Sages, we got Vipers, even a Killjoy as well here for Global Esports, who are heavy in the Sentinel department here, Asura.
Ya gimana ya ditraktir skin mulu. Oh ya. Hong kayak aku sering denger deh Hong. Kok medok asal mana Mbak? Aku orang Semarang. Mana medok? Sultan Hong di bos segol dong, anjas. Hong siapa sih? Kayak pernah denger deh gue Hong. Sultannya Noir. Maksudnya? Malay Chat vs India Jet. Iya. Malay. The Vice lucu banget anjing. Sumpah. Gue nonton yang dia nge-cast pakai bahasa Malaysia. Anjing, kocak banget. Oh, dia punya Noir apa gimana sih?
And that's also one of the things I also wanted to point out real quick is that PaperX, they have had this adjustment period where Divide is the main duelist now, and Forsaken has been put into a more utility-based agent.
Nggak ngopi guys. Harusnya nggak ngopi sih. Soalnya sih.
It doesn't always mean that you have to put him on duelist. If he's good and
iya, Davai nggak kasih temennya Samsung. Lucu banget aja.
And Forsaken is making that happen as well for PaperX.
I have to totally agree.
Coach Noir.
Oh. He might not be in the duelist role, but as Asarai said, sometimes it just
Coach Noir.
that
star power
to even shine even brighter. And I have to agree. I've seen some of their scrims.
Let's go, Diljaka.
There is
Let's
no
go.
bigger player right now in the C region than Forsaken himself. He is a prodigy of Southeast.
Tapi tuh gila ya. Semenjak si Buddy ganti, ganti ada 3 Jing tambah si Jing. Jago banget anjir mereka.
Thank you very much, Ender and the desk. I am here now joined by Illustrator.
Tapi Sultan ini tim Noir, oh paling kaya ya. Ini kalau Davai sama Jing yang ngamuk iba sih. Ya mari kita lihat.
I don't know, go see a doctor. There's something wrong with you, because this is going to be a crazy one, I think.
I'm 100% right there with you. Both of these teams, they bring that hella
aggressive
play style. They have, you know, these strats that jump out at you.
Sakit banget. Forsaken sakit banget.
And you got
Jing
some of the most
sakit banget.
Players
Gimana
around,
dong?
right? You've got SK Rossi, you've got, you know, players like the Vi, like Forsaken.
Iya.
You've got a very interesting
Teo
place
lagi.
in
Iya.
the state of PaperX, where they're going through a little bit of a transition, a little bit of an evolution. Now that Forsaken is sort of falling back away from that.
Power Ranger.
Further into the sofa.
Terto sama NB lagi. Iya, ente dah. TTO berapa? 600 detik anjing. Ente anjing 600 detik.
Safe for now. Heal has been used by Golu just to try to keep him alive and well.
Lihat Jason pakai sofa. Iya. Sakit orang mau dia mau ganti agent apapun tetap sakit. Ini kok Aaron. Hildong kok Aaron.
Already taken kitchen. They still have to make their way through B main though, so that might be a little bit of a problem. Vanguard's gonna get the kill onto Golu there, and that's gonna
Gila,
start off the
Escarosi.
round here as they do manage to take a
Kita kayak apa anjing? Turun tinggal
couple
turun.
of kills. Paper Rex looking like they're in a great spot.
Ketahan sama wall. Ente.
Blind Freak just tries to play in behind
One
yellow. Hell
enemy
Ranger going to be
remaining.
taken out.
Spike down B.
Spike on the
30
floor.
seconds
Last
left.
members is sitting up here.
Kok ngelag banget sih anjing, what the fuck?
Spot on top of green. Skills will be good for one. That's the only kill they're
Sabar ya.
Histories. Global esports, they have a lot of pedigree on their roster. We look at
Emang
players
gue yang ngelag.
Ranger. He's been playing for India for a very long time in other esports titles. He was a massive player back in the CS days, and now he's
Rossi apa ya, Valentino Rossi, sepupu. Makanya suka ngegas. Nah, gas mati. Hai. Si Winnie emosi sama si India.
backside of that one. Tap onto Forsaken. Can't land at the sheriff's shot, but now going to be at a slight little disadvantage, at least as far as the numbers are concerned, but a couple weapons are recovered. Forsaken going to pull back. Goes out with a drone, gets the tag. Orange off spot, and that's the headshot through the wall, just on the corner.
Nice.
Will be shut out of the second round. Now, we'll have to see how they fare as they get ready to
Si Winnie panas guys.
turn their luck around, or if this is going to be Paper X just charging forward.
Enak juga merendah jadi rakyat biasa. Menyenangkan kan jadi rakyat biasa, bacotin orang ya kan. Tanpa tahu itu siapa. Menyenangkan anjir.
Here at the very start with Divide, the two duelists actually picking up these vandals early. And what this means is if they can get
Pindahan dari Wilson. Halo Olivia Puji. Hai. Si Wilson emang off stream ya? Kayaknya enggak deh. Biru sih. Biru. Oh, besok Wilson nge-cash makanya Gue kira dia bakal nonton sampai malam anjir. Tuh, si Rossi tuh gila banget, cok. Dia literally gila, cok. Kayak maju langsung slodong, boy. Kasih tahu aja, kasihan di TO Naipo terus gak belajar dari kesalahan. Iya, tolol nih emang. Gak mungkin kan. Besok harusnya bisa lihat combo Sleepy sama Sound lagi. Iya, kasihan Bella disingkirkan. Sedih. Padahal gue paling seneng liat Bella nge-cash sama Wilson. Bagus anjir, sumpah. Chemistry-nya tuh dapet. Keturunan Valeros ngebut mulu. Iya anjing, sumpah. Selonong boy anjing. Kayak gila cuk. Ngelogis. Kayak gila cok. Stratnya selonong boy. Kayak dulu. Boom. Mereka suka take ini deh. Kitchen. Aroni Bosch. Mati anjing. Barusan bilang Aroni Bosch. Lah, spoknya Benkai kenapa gitu anjir?
Gonna be a little bit of an awkward position for all of these teams. Look at where they are. Devi is here in the middle of every.
Apalagi pas sebut saudara Bella di Turio. Kocak. Ini Apex bisa handle sonong punya asli terdiam mereka. Iya anjir. Para ide dia goblok anjing. Gak boleh hujat guys, gak boleh hujat.
Looks like a DC at this point actually.
I think they're just trying to bide their time here. Kappa's gonna get
Zaman Animus gokil ya.
over to collect that weapon. He will get taken out. Follow up
Tim mixing masih menang. Wah DC ya?
Maybe we are actually having a bit of an issue here. We'll have to wait and find out.
Lah,
As far as what is, yeah, okay, so
DC anjing berdua sama Sage-nya.
it would
You
seem
cannot
after
call a technical timeout in the middle of a round, and so that's why. Oh my god!
Gila, menang dong.
Line them up.
Yeah, he
What?
manages to get the collat. That was a nice little shot.
DC anjing satu tim. What the fuck?
We will have that pause coming in.
Lihat. Ente anjing dia, what the fuck?
They still pick up the round regardless, and just when you thought like it could not have gotten any worse for them.
Wow. Kabetal kal.
Did we actually just
Wah, lol. Wow, lol.
probably the best
Kasian
way to come
banget.
back into a game,
GO one player enough for Peprex. Anjas bang. Siap bang. Siap bang.
ridiculous clutch. That was the lineup from Skills.
Bro,
Amazing,
what
amazing
was Golu
progress.
doing?
I think it was Hellranger and Golu who are actually
Gila.
A on that one.
3 DC and 1. Anjas.
Just both of the players
Come on, GA.
there in kitchen.
Off.
So,
Ngeri dah.
circumstances, as we get more information,
India
we'll be
yang
looking
punya
at
anjing
these
emang.
guys.
Yang punya
Should
YouTube
be
babi.
rolling back around and replaying it out, playing it forward from there. Would
Iya anjir. 4-4-nya DC, cok.
too brutal of a of a situation to be in.
Aneh banget. 1 GH, cok.
Moment to
1 GH kan mereka.
pair up, so just bear with us while we
Yang DC 4 orang ya. 1 nggak DC. Gimana?
Nobody wants to have to, be in this situation where you had some players DC, but you have to,
Padahal kedok itu. Kedok apa?
Yeah, but I think Global wanted that.
Iya,
Like,
India diserang
no matter
alien.
how happy
Sumpah.
Global will be,
Mati semua.
because they did
Listriknya.
win the round, even,
Lumpuh.
regardless.
Transportasi.
It's a little bit,
Udara.
unfortunate, but that's how it is. We gotta maintain the competitive
Kedoknya Raicit anjing. Ay, soy.
This is a matchup that I think a lot
Iya,
of
aneh
people
banget.
have been waiting for. We've
Masa
seen
4
it
DC? Cuma 1 doang yang nggak DC.
heading up against none other than Forsaken, and both of these guys have been
Anjing tatonya kelihatan cok si Ilusrado.
a lot of SK Rossi and Forsaken prodding, pushing
San
on
santai
board,
bersantai.
possibly
Bajunya
trying to
anjir.
see how much they can actually get away with in the game, and everybody else sort of trying to support them and trying to anchor them.
Keterlit itu jatuh sama Levi ya.
really solid start there.
Geter sampai internetnya geter anjir. Bukan tangannya lagi.
Remake ready to go. Hopefully they can have just as good of a start, if not an even better one. But something tells me that
Kayaknya si Killjoy-nya udah dari awal nih.
that far
Dia
forward,
pakai Word XC, makanya nggak DC.
maybe he's gonna think, you know what? They're definitely not gonna expect me to move this far forward up mid, so I'm gonna go for it. And this time, I'm gonna get some kills. I'm gonna shut them down. So
Eh,
always have that
welcome. Siapa tuh?
mental game of chess that you have to be playing with the enemy. So we'll see if he's gonna be
Ada.
feeling
Tudung.
feisty enough to try to go for that play, or if he will just.
Oh, Olivia. Halo, welcome.
I know you're
Yang
happy,
tadi kan
though,
viewersnya
we've
si Wilson.
seen a
Oh,
lot
I
in-
mean, yeah.
Makanya harus nyalain
Well,
Word
we've seen
XC.
a lot of
Iya.
really aggressive Sovas.
Tika
I mean,
Tewasea.
in the previous game, I know Blaze. I think in the previous days, Blaze would be playing on that Sova, but he would be pushing. He would be going for those aggressive things because.
Ente
like I said,
anjir
a lot of
ini.
these, I'd say duelists, these big
Ente.
time shot duelists with a crazy aim, they switch roles on over, and they still bring that aggressive play style, even though they're switching to initiator roles, to controller roles, and they manage to find, I'd say, a fair amount of success. Now, as to whether they can find a
Fighting.
balance of
Masih ada
that,
GH Fighting anjing.
aggression and
Kagak ada
the
komen
kind
lain.
of
Tetep aja
ability
GH
to play,
Fighting.
that yet
Lelah
remains to be
banget,
seen,
Bang.
at least here for Forsaken.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a fine line that you kind of have to.
Pause-nya lama ya.
Right along the knife's edge, so a little bit too far, you're gonna get cut. But otherwise,
Coba
you
kita
gotta
kali
make
dua.
something of yourself. And that's basically the case with Forsaken. It kind of is with the majority of the duelist players that we have out here in APAC and pretty much around the world, especially when it's the people that are gonna be
Tapi what do you expect anjing India cok?
you live by the blades, you die by them.
Kayaknya dia walaupun
Getting over
sudah internetnya paling bagus tetap rip dah. Yang pakai banyak banget cok. India berapa
one of these players who is
juta umat anjing.
those moments where he's gotten over aggressive.
1M 2M umat anjir.
Confident in himself and has gotten punished for it round over round.
Iya, semua
Get the win, but
semua langsung GE nggak ada fans Peperex di sini.
know when to toe the line and when you can actually step over it because the competition is just going
Nggak ada kelihatan
going to get more
Peperex.
aggressive as you
Nggak
go
ada.
further along in this tournament, and with only one slot for champions on the line. You cannot
Dah, daripada sakit mata lihat GE, mari kita tutup mata dan melihat para caster bacot. Sebentar, mari kita lihat YouTube Indo. YouTube Indo. Champions Tour. Indo di mana sih? Valorant. One up ya?
None of our regions are as large as NA. They're not as big as EMEA or even Brazil for that matter. But when they get to go to these events, they put up numbers. Crazy Raccoon able to do the same. Paper Rex absolutely impressing everybody. So they want that opportunity again, you know?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think you hit the nail on the head
Chatnya.
right there. The scene for India, and I've been to India a number of times to cast certain.
Mari kita lihat chatnya.
Juga nih, halo Topasti, ada Abang Adi. Ini banyak banget nih, ada Mahdi.
Ini nggak seru ah,
Ini banyak
chatnya
banget nih,
kurang.
dari Bekasi, Bandung, Jogja, Semarang juga ada. Wow, terus ada Z juga, ada Ali.
Kok jadi Semarang, Bang?
Rere nih, wow.
Solo.
Ada juga, cuacanya sedih, jangan sedih-sedih dong. Kita seru-seruan.
Ada meongcit dah.
Seru-seruan, jadi buat teman-teman jangan lupa ditancapkan dulu like-nya sebagai bentuk support juga. Dan yang pastinya nih, Re, aku pengen
Support, oke, Bang.
informasi sih, Re. Kadang aku tuh suka ketinggalan kayak, besok match-nya siapa tuh? Aku harus cek di mana nih, Re?
Sebentar. Mari kita lihat
sosial media tentunya yang ada di bawah ini.
Ini
Di
ya.
Instagram Valorant Indonesia _1up, ada di YouTube yang lagi kalian tonton.
Tanggal 14 itu berarti besok ya?
Dan di Facebook fanpage juga di Valorant.
Apa lusa?
Juga di Twitch.
Oh, lusa.
Kalau kalian mau nonton di Twitch juga silahkan di One Up Organizer. Pastikan kalian like, follow, subscribe, apapun itu, ikuti.
Kemis berarti main jam 5.
Kalau
menang
harus dipencet ya teman-teman.
Main
like gitu, di-subscribe.
besoknya lagi.
Teman-teman langsung
Ya.
pencet aja tombol like dan lain-lainnya. Dan
kalau menang lagi
itu adalah salah satu bentuk support dari kalian juga. Kalau misalnya kalian sudah subscribe dari
16 Oktober jam 4. Di situ
channel ini lebih berkembang
jam
lagi,
7.
semua.
Aduh.
Terima kasih untuk yang sudah subscribe. Tapi sebelum itu gua mau mengingatkan lagi.
Ini nggak ada price tweetnya ya? Nggak kelihatan ya? Apa kita lihat via ini VRR bukan sih? Iya kan?
Dan tidur. Oh enggak, beda.
Astaga, pengen marah tapi caster. Astaga, ini mau
Gak ada lagi ya?
sih biar Rere tuh gak terlalu kreatif ya guys. Ini
Nggak kelihatan ya?
Kreatif opa kita nih. Aduh, astaga, iya ini ramai banget. Dan yang pastinya juga ada Maru.
Halo Satis.
Juga nggak jadi, masih ada.
Iya, tadi
Boom antara lawan VS atau
dan kita bakalan break dulu.
NU. NU itu apa?
Menunggu untuk isu yang ada. Jadi buat teman-teman semua jangan kemana-mana, tetap stay tune terus, kita bakalan kembali lagi.
Kan kayaknya lawan ini antara Vandal kok enggak reject. Kayak saya apa gabut bacain chat? Iya, gabut banget anjir. Chatnya Indo juga rip. Ini lebih gila sih tapi MVP anjing GE fans. Itu pun kalau menang di LP bisa ketemu neutron lagi atau VS. FS. Tapi somehow ya Boom lawan FF tuh susah gitu kayak menangnya. Selalu ada apa? Lihat aku gak jadi turun ke Diamond nih, dikasih nafas sama Riot anjas. Gua kalah udah turun aja gua ke Diamond 1 babi. Capek banget orang Indianya DC berempat. Masa mati lampu? Gak mungkin kan mati lampu. Enggak sih? Kita nonton apa nih? Gabut nih. Susah karena ada John Oleng sama PTC. Iya, John Oleng dan PTC gila cok. Menggigit. Iya, aneh banget. Ya kali. 4-nya mati lampu, tiba-tiba 1 orang nggak mati lampu. Ya nggak sih? Something weird happen in India. Kayaknya India Sabar guys, gua mau ngambil susu. Susu gua mau expired, harus gua minum anjing. Liquid cream, jago banget, suka. Ya 4 tuh saya lebih iya, bisa jadi sih. Aneh banget sumpah. Masa 1 GH, cuk. Nonton PLC aja dah. Mulai tuh Indo juga, tapi Tosun terus di 2 match. Tosun tuh apa? Toxic maksudnya. Apa sih? Pandalnya John Oleng gila ya? Noh, Ace anjing. Bani MVP anjing. Sumpah, setnya nggak logis, cok. Kayak skill atau obat dulu sebelum main. Power stickingnya yang KC-nya pakai IndiHome. Siapa tahu bisa jadi ya. Itu orang satu nggak di GH, bisa jadi, bisa jadi, bisa jadi. Ya 40 minta restu keluarga. Kayak si ini siapa namanya? Benkai, orang tuanya nggak ngerti kalau dia pro player anjing. Minta restu dulu Cin ke Berlin. Tusun teh sering mati duluan kalau di Battle Royale. Astaga. Kagak paham guys gua. Apa itu? Astaga. Toson itu mati di oh, oke. Apa sih Shiba? Gila chat kalau sebelum di nerf imba banget ya klik kanannya ya. Ya enak banget mak. Srot, srot, srot. Just. Hah? Shiba ya? Bukan bengkai. Yang ini kan dia cerita. Beda deh. Kayaknya cerita awal itu bengkai deh. Oh, bengkai yang ceritain. Tapi Shiba kasihan sih, jujur. Pas di Berlin ya kill 0 anjing. Ente dah anjir. Jumpy. LCQ M-nya pasti gila cok. Yang main kayak G2, Liquid, Fnatic. Gila cok.
Every team is very dangerous. Teams like FPX, G2, you know, like they have been doing really great, and we're gonna find solutions to adapt to every team.
Si batu teh timnya si Jing, tukung Liquid di champion sapi kali ya. Gua pengen Liquid sih, tapi Fnatic juga jago, gimana dong? G2 juga jago. Hah, pusing. Ya. Iya, Shiba kayak dulu bukan pro player juga kan, langsung ikut major. Ente. Kalau Aaron, Jason udah sering lan. Gimana sih roster boom? Ada 7 pemain. Wah, tak sama boomnya langsung bang. Gue cuman apa ya? Serpian debu. Anjas. Fnatic tadi champion ya? Oh iya, gara-gara ini menang ya? Si timnya siapa? Gambit menang. Berarti yang main di LCQ Liquid sama Citu. Bener gak sih? Iya, tahu kah. Aaron, Jason, Davai, Bengkai udah punya pengalaman LAN, iya. Mereka kan ini tim CS. Sering mereka LAN. Jason dari TK udah main sama kok. Jason adeknya lagi. Kan Jason punya adek lagi kan. Itu lebih ibat, cok, sumpah. Lu tahu dia pakai Riz. Loncatnya gila, cuk, sumpah. Settle-nya gila. Bener-bener gila. Lu bayangin ya. Mereka main Unread sama Ior sama XCC ya. Dia pakai Riz. Tapi pakai OP. Nge-settle, maju, bunuh, kill orang, cuk. Gila. Gak logis, cuk, Jojo. Iya. Gila. Aset negara kalau udah gede. Udah SMA, SMP dah. Udah jago itu pasti. Iya. Kayaknya Kevin kalah anjing. Dia pakai Jet gak bisa entry. Dia pakai Riz anjing si Jojo. Gak logis. Iya, keren banget. Sudah main belum sih?
Dominant in our region, we're going to be dominant internationally as well. They want that championship slot going over.
Iya, lihat live just dulu dia race ulti baru ulti aja Jojo. Jojo keren anjir, sumpah. Gua akuin dia. Dia plat loh. SD anjing.
Up until this point where they're like, yeah, this might be our first time, but it's very reassuring that there's somebody there who knows.
Ior pakai Sky pas mabar sama Koksam, Crow Wilson, Kevin lucu an. Aneh-aneh jadi kalau stack 5 tuh lucu-lucu gitu. Ada aja kejadian aneh, ada aja lucu banget coba. Iya, YOLO banget sih Jojo itu kayak nggak takut mati untuk bocil ya, emang masih bocil sih. Lu respect apa anjir anak SD? Wewe telat siapa menang, boom kalah. Entek. Masih ada lusa. Your gue blinded ya, meanwhile Wilson entry dia buta sama flashnya iya. Maprex belum, masih 1-2. Lah, kok 1-2? Kan harusnya 2-2. Lah, ya nggak sih? Salah nggak sih? Sabar. Tadi gua nggak lihat casternya ngomong apa. Lah, iya kan? Nah, overlay-nya salah kah? Nggak tahu bang. Pusing gua bang. Karena DC jadinya nggak dapat 2 tadi biasa. Tapi kalau gua jadi mereka sih nggak tahu sih. Ente.
They're gonna try to stop the defuse. And that's it. That's just the they've done it. With one dash, Divide just outplays SK Rossi mentally. They win a thrifty.
Ente anjing, gak usah tadi 2-2. Wah, tim India langsung. Ente anjing, sumpah. Wall. Itu coba wallnya agak mirip, wah ente anjing.
even on the back of all of that, they get a rifle recovered. So
India ngamuk, guys.
Nobody's gonna have that op in hand. Goes for the shot, just barely misses.
And that's gonna give a lot of information as to where Devi is. He still wants to get one more pick, so he's lurking around.
Gak tau bang, India ngamuk bang, takut gua.
Right around the corner, as well as Mindfreak, who have already begun their rotations.
Gua boleh intip chatnya lagi nggak? India ngamuk guys.
So he wants to prod a little bit further till he falls back. Benkai's good with the backup.
Takut bang, nggak mau baca chatnya bang, takut bang.
SK Rossi down on the floor, but he's not quite ready for Golu to swing out that far to the side. Does get caught off guard. With a turn kill coming in, but still going to be a man at disadvantage here for the side of Global Esports. They still want to commit this B side. Kappa's playing forward, but Forsaken gets the headshot. Now the res is going to be committed. Skills is back into the fray, but they're still going to be at a disadvantage. Do they just try to rotate out of here, make their way over to A? Might be their only option, is now they only have one member left. It's Hellranger. Spike is on the floor. Actually, it's up above him.
Ente aja.
I don't think he's going to be able to recover it. Just Devi and Forsaken working hand in hand. You know, the both of these guys.
Rusuk banget anjing mainnya apa GE gak sabar kayak langsung serem banget.
Aggressive on that Sova, and you know the resounding answer is apparently going to be yes. Doesn't matter if there's 3 people on the other side of the wall. You just get a straight up dry peek everything and still win the duel.
Apa taktikal? Oh.
The guy is a little bit cracked as the
Time out. GE time out. Gila cepet banget ya GE ya main ya. Udah 4-1 anjing. Tadi berapa? 2-1 kan? Anjir dapat 1. Ngelogis cok. Enggak. Time out, time out. Gak logis cok, sumpah. Harusnya 2-2 ya guys ya. Jadi 4-1 ya guys ya. Iya, dia harusnya ngatur tempo. Nggak selamanya bisa main lama. Nggak selamanya main lama works. Kadang-kadang juga ngeras sih nggak sih? Kalau menurut gua, tapi nggak tahu. Gua juga nggak jago, gua pro player guys. Ntar kalau gua bisa jadi pro player ya, gua belajar dulu.
They are running hot of that momentum, and it does not, and it shows, man. Those dry peaks, those confidence peaks in that previous round, man.
Yeah, I mean, it cannot be overstated how important momentum is in a game like Valorant, and just for any tactical shooter for that matter.
GS skills ini killjoy-nya sakit anjing. Sheriff-nya sumpah. Kemarin juga gue lihat kan, sakit anjing si killjoy-nya Sheriff-nya. Ini nge-lag ya? Dari sana yang nge-lag kah anjing? Iya, AE bakpao Celeste. Tenang. Kalau boom bakpao nggak mau ah. Males masuk boom. Mau ketemu cewek-cewek aja, cewek-cewek gemoy. Ini ketahuan, ente deh, Jason. Wingsnya udah habis, nggak habis. Kenyang gua, nggak bisa makan lagi. Iya. Gila. Delete dah. Anjas, Aronichin. Woo. Anjing Aron masih ini anjir. Masih nyantui kopi dia. Masuk boom nanti dihujat terus biar menang. Jangan dong, gue lebih milih masuk AE yang udah jago anjing. Aduh, enak. Brand Esport Open Trial. Oh ya, yang cewek. Gue mau masuk tim sama si Vitali ini sama Jenong. Ya, Nong. Ya, Nong. Kita mau
Now they're hoping it funnels all the players from global towards that B site where there are 3 players waiting.
Wah, Nita jenong Evi oral. Waduh, skip anjing kalau itu mah. Maaf bang, saya maaf bang, gue mending jadi streamer bang. Bang, nggak kuat bang. Enggak. Si Aaron bukan ngopi, nggak dapet apa-apa dia. Dia di mid, musuhnya ke mid. Musuhnya kalau ke B ke A. Jadi ngopi. Cing nih bos. Yang paling kocak si Escarosi di TBS anjing, penjaga kapal.
Perfectly, man, from the side of Paper X. So what they did is they just wait for the right. They just wait. They hold their position.
Rita Reina Nita chat jenong Evi Sentinel Aurel Sky. Nggak bro, wah angkat tangan bro. Kalau itu, kalau line up-nya itu gue skip anjing. Bisa stres gua. Kalau nembak gak sih? Bisa jadi. Mereka nggak sabar, mainnya kerusuk-kerusuk, rasa kerusuk, kayak cepet-cepet banget. Main cepet banget mereka. Tipikal saya banget sih, main cepet. Oh, lu lihat tim NA Europe mainnya pelan. Ini cepet banget aja, sumpah. Jing memang anjing. Sakit cok nih orang. Si Jing charge-nya berapa nggak tahu bang. Tapi emang jago bang. Ngeri. Udah ke aja. Anjing puter-puteran cok. Diputerin cok anjing. Wah, bisa kena timing anjing si skills. Wah, ente bro. Ngapain dia ke atas bro? Udah harusnya main jauh. Crosshair DW si Davai gede banget anjing crosshairnya. Tapi untungnya nggak offline sih. Lihat India kan pernah jadi nomor 1 dunia COVID nggak sih? Jadi malah beresiko. Cuman kalau suruh offline, nggak mungkin sih. Menurut gua kayak India bawa virus kayak nggak juga lah. Maksudnya India kan, lu masuk pesawat ya beresiko kena COVID walaupun sudah PCR. Tapi kan lu habis itu kan karantina di negara, misal di Thailand ya, berarti kan lu ini kan karantina dulu. Harusnya enggak lah, karena karantina harusnya. Nah saya pengen warga ini apa Iswetki GE losing anjas sudah gini guys. Ping div, anjas, ping div. Unfair Valorant. Ya kalau itu masuk. Kan kayak gini pasti ya, harusnya server Singapura nggak sih? Nggak Hong Kong harusnya ya. Bolong, dibolongin mungkin.
slowing down. They want Forsaken to go for a little bit more because they know they got his back from all the way behind, and that's Benkai getting the
Gak bunuh kok. Atuh, Davai.
Really harming the chances, any hope, any dream of being able to close
Hampir
out the
anjing
round.
Davai.
A team ace, something that we very rarely do see here in competitive Valorant. They get the closeout on it, and everybody.
Ya, reset round sih sayang banget. Harusnya udah 2-2, orang menang juga.
They are. It's 8-1. We're
Yeah.
very much in danger territory here.
Stars, they've been on this. They've been running away with it.
Kalau gue jadi GE, gue nggak ini aja. Ya udah, orang udah menang.
Salvageable, but they're gonna have to start
2-2.
thinking
Saya udah
about
kalah.
with a buy like this, broken to say the least. I don't know. I don't favor their odds. 9-3. It's not.
Iya, pasti kesepakatan dua tim. Tapi sayang aja gitu. Anjas, Davai nih bos. Jing.
Shot not quite going to connect. Gets himself situated down on the ground. Stomping around though. They'll be aware of his position.
Lincah banget anjing Davai, sumpah.
Make sure that Golu cannot see him. Hellranger is actually going to catch Forsaken off guard. He manages to outgun him with that Spectre.
Lead mau naik subs gratis gak? Gue ada cara. Gue subs gratis mah tinggal ini gak sih? Giveaway. Duelis yang PPRX bangun semua. Ibadah. Iya. Dari dulu juga gitu. Gimana caranya, Yo? Coba kasih aku tips. Jadi ke satu. Ente. Ya kali comeback ya kali ya. Iya. Gara-gara diulang anjing. Si Davai sih gila cok. Crosshair-nya nggak tahan gue anjing. Sumpah. Tapi emang PPRX kayak gitu kan. Mereka kalau kayak harus vibes-nya bagus, PPRX kayak ketawa-ketawa, bercanda, ngetro, baru menang katanya. Hehe, apa tuh? Kok hehe, Keof? Ada apa?
That should have went their way. A lot of missed shots. They started that round so strong with Jing opening things up, even getting the drop shot in, and then Davai he misses his shot, and so does Forsaken and Mind Freak. It just starts to get a little bit.
Belum juga itu nggak tahu deh bang. Urusan tim mah gue cuman pengamat saja, pengamat cupu lagi. Anjas, kuncinya Dior. Udah kayak jadi IGL bang. Itu di atas lead caranya. Hah? Atas maksudnya? Hehe. Maksudnya? Lead mau naik subscribe gratis gak? Gue ada cara. Hah? Caranya apa?
Yeah, there's not really a lot of room for error here, especially going into the dying embers of the first.
Gak ada cuk di atas.
Tactical timeout now, trying to figure out how they're gonna approach this next round, and I really think it's coming down to the mid rounds. I'll be completely honest. That round that Paper Rex lost, they won the tactical side of that round. They just missed their shots, mechanically speaking. Global came out of that on top just by outshooting Paper Rex and capitalizing on the whiffs. And so if this trend continues, it's going to be a little bit scarier later on once we cross over to the attacking side when Paper Rex will start dictating the pace of the game because, they are going to be on the attacking side. They control...
Astaga, saya paham jokesnya.
Global, for me, the key to success here coming to the second half is them not dancing to the tune of Paper Rex, maybe taking map control, maybe getting in a little bit of aggression and getting those good reads onto Paper Rex who seem to be making all the right moves in terms of the mid-round calls.
Yeah, Paper X's adjustments for the most part.
Otak gue sakit guys, maaf. Maaf dah. Aku lemot guys. Maaf deh. Otak gue lemot anjing.
still have some damage to deal as far as the economy is concerned to get ourselves back into a comfortable position. But here's how we go from here. Here's how we proceed. We'll see if it's going to work out for them. They still have a very nice ult bank set up for themselves. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury as well as that Viper's Pit ready to go. Let's see if that can get them another one on the board.
I like the off for SK Rossi here. They need to change something drastically, and I think this might just be the edge that they need. The Recon does pick
Harusnya main plan ya kalau GE udah bawa Skerosi pakai LP.
Judgment, I think, on one of their parts. He's probably wondering why the hell no one was shooting it for him. That's definitely a question mark for me, but it goes to show there are certain lapses in global esports, and I definitely think it might be the nerves here. Despite the fact that they are seasoned, it's still showing that there are some cracks.
Lockdown set up. Everybody just going to be exiting, trying to get out to safety. 2 seconds remaining, and Forsaken will make it to the outer ring just in time.
Tuh, ngelek anjir. Apaan sih? Maaf deh guys. Ngelek.
Really scrappy, really messy as Jing tries to flank around from the backside.
Indian kid crying.
Get the jump on somebody. Try to turn things around. Forsaken just pushes in, finds Hellranger. That's catastrophic. That being said, they still managed to find 2 kills. Things are going to be evened up now with a 3-3, but the Rez makes it a 4v3. Man advantage right back in there for the side of Paper Rex, and Divine makes it even worse for Global. K Rossi going to be taken down. The Hunter's Fury going to call out. They managed to make it to halfway. A bit of a botch there on the tailwind means that Divine will go down, but Forsaken.
Wah, ente.
On the skills, the defuse comes in.
Ente GE.
Will be left to live.
Halo, Vincent.
Paper Rex will walk away with the round victory.
And that's another example of the composure that Paper Rex will bring on these retakes.
Gila, Skerosi cuman kill 3 guys.
Even though the Hunter's Fury is coming in, a lot of utility potentially.
Ante dah.
Oh, no lineups because obviously
Bukan harinya Skerosi.
for that one. But yeah, they didn't panic once the Hunter's Fury came out. They started defusing. They got to half. A little bit questionable why he died. Maybe he just got caught by the tracking of Kappa. But still, they didn't panic. They held their own and they were able to go get.
Ngantuk anjing. Kayak peprak seberang sih.
Global esports, they want to hit mid. They want to get it fast because they realize they haven't been having much straight up hits. Instead, they're going to go towards.
Udah fix menang gak sih anjir?
And this is just beautiful. The more for the reinforcement comes in, he forces the position of SK Rossi, drives him into line of sight, so they're able to clean up that kill.
Good luck FK Peprex win. Iya. Gua prediksi 13-4 lah. Ya kali. Anjing. Hampir cuk Benkai. Davai. Maaf guys, udah ngantuk guys. Enggak sih, kayaknya nggak bakal sejauh itu nggak sih. Nggak sampai sentuh angka 8 dah. 13-7, 13-5 kayaknya. Kayak 13-5 dah. Kalau nggak 13-4. Tergantung nih win dah. Win apa enggak? Gak mungkin kan tapi ini kritik. Ente nih. Davai. Gak mungkin kan nge-troll ini. Kecuali nih pistolannya sama bonus GE dapat. Baru ketar-ketir anjing itu. Oh no, masa curse 93? Oh no. Ini misal kalau game menang pistol round, udah anjing curse. Gonna be curse or not? Let's see ya. Kalau GE udah menang pistol round, ya udah GG cok.
Again, just to throw it out there again. I mean, New Turn just did this on Bind. can do themselves here. Global now that they're on the defender's side. Strong pistol round start would definitely set them up to gain.
PS lagi anjing ini.
End up losing this, it could be catastrophic.
Kalau kalah pisau Allah bersabda, coba menang. Gila si Rossi sih. Gila, nge-push anjing.
They might not expect Rossi here, who honestly misses a couple of these important shots here with the Sheriff. Now he's forced to fall back, but at the very least, Paper Rex are going to be watching that flank, maybe, you know,
harusnya dia coba tenang one tap. Nyolong satu lumayan.
Now have to constantly be looking over their shoulder. If I'm going to be forced to use that tailwind, has to exit. Really good damage coming out from the nano swarms. And the heal not available for quite some time here from Mind Freak. Gets sights on his POV. We'll go ahead and have to track when that's going to be available next. Skills though, managed to finish him off.
Susah sih ini retake-nya anjing. Kok mati anjing? What happened?
Mind Freak the last one alive. Low HP here on the side of Hell Ranger. He's trying to hold the corner as Golu holds in for this defuse. Mind Freak's well aware.
Woo! Gila, Ronnie push. Anjing, untung banget. Untung banget Viv anjing. Harusnya kalau kayak gitu dia nge-half habis itu fight bareng sih. Harusnya. Sayang banget padahal 2 lawan 1. GE. Udah Paper Rex win anjing. 13-4.
Show of just confidence and patience from Paper Rex to show what level of finesse they have at this stage here. These guys are seasoned, they are vets, and this
Dikosongin nggak sih lah? Dealer semua 4 biji anjing, what the fuck?
Absolutely wonderful. I think finesse is one of the best words that you could have picked to kind of describe how they were able to play that out. Now though, just so much cover coming around from the back. They say, yeah, there's nobody on the site. Be wary of the rear flank. They absolutely are. They mow them down. Hell Ranger will find Jing.
What?
Shots coming out from the classic. It's good for us.
What?
He's at least going to be dealing a decent amount of economic damage. He's going to be able to.
Oh, hampir anjing.
Finishes it off with a final headshot. Does the Vi almost does fall? Almost.
Iya, Aaron berani banget ya nge-BM dia ya. Wah.
Paper Rex are now just 2 rounds away from closing out Icebox in very convincing fashion.
I was starting to get flashbacks of rounds past. I was remembering all the misses from the couple rounds that they had earlier.
GG guys, next. Anjing. Ente dah.
Those first shots, they were not very pretty. In the end, though, like you said, they do get the win. 2 rounds away from taking the first map, and Paper Rex definitely showing.
13-4 ini, sumpah.
Global Esports, they need to start digging deep here. I'd like to see some more ideas on the defensive side. I'd like to see them take some more fights. They're giving away, I think, mid a little bit too freely, and that just allows them to play their game. Because as we know from the
You mid, you tilt, you push. Ya udah 13-4 anjing ini. Colong 1 Kappa. Padahal by round. Menarik. Cabut dulu mau main map. Oke, dadah, soy.
Can't quite steady out that spray in time. Only got a little bit of damage on the Benkai. So now it's going to be 5v3 as they still are looking to push their way into the smoke. Riding up over the top, playing along the pipes. They'll find Hell Ranger. That's the smoke coming down.
GG dah.
Finds one, but immediately gets
GG.
as Golu will fall. That will be the round win now. Match point.
Masa 12-3? 13-3? Masa iya? Masa iya? Masa iya guys? Masa 13-3 guys? Ente sih 13-3. Coba di 2-12. Cabut kak, mau mabar bareng sama fans AE Ancas. Oke bang Olivia. Kayak cewek deh.
At the very end of it, he's leagues above everybody else right now, and it is, well, aside from Jing, he's just showing up and showing everybody that he's to be respected no matter what you put him on, whether it's a Soba.
Alright, well, 3-player stack here on the site with more getting ready to push forward. Jing,
Buset.
not gonna get corner check there by skills. He'll be grateful for that. Defy is gonna
Buset.
kill as he makes his way up over the top of pipes. Finding one, adding
Dia boleh guys, India guys. The apple, I guess.
After he spotted him out, and Paper Rex will start this series off with a bang, 13-3. Just wonderfully done. But
Anjing gak usah dinonton anjing, ini Paper Rex menang anjing.
I mean, while yes, it was dominant from Paper Rex, so many of these rounds were absolutely
Gila cok.
moments coming in for Paper Rex. We could have been looking at a significantly closer scoreline here with just 1-2.
Dia boleh guys ya. Easy, anjas. Easy guys, katanya. Kata orang dia easy guys, gimana nih? Easy street food, anjas. Goblok. India goblok anjing, sumpah. Gobloknya ke akar tulang anjing, sumpah.
Over in Berlin, and they're happy and hungry to go back to Berlin later on this year. The guys, that's it for Icebox. We're gonna have Split coming up.
Rusi who expected more, anjar. GE loss, GE fighting, skill div, siapa bang? Apa off aja ya guys, anjing. Pasti menang ini babi. Hah? Asik kayak chat you mas. Ya lu masalahnya cuma 1 orang. Lawannya India berapa ribu orang anjing India. Spam trip anjir. Udah guys, gua off kali ya. Percuma anjing nonton Paper Rex, pasti menang cok. Iya gak sih? Tapi loyal juga fans India walaupun kalah pasti support GE fighting ya. Coba Indonesia ada dikatain tuh. Mending kita main. Dah, gua off guys. Capek aja pasti menang ini. Dah ya, off lah ya. Off gak sih? Udahlah, gua off guys. Terima kasih sudah nonton. Sepertinya ini akan menjadi Paper Rex win. Sepertinya nih sampah anjing. GE. Dia boleh ball. Udah. Thank you semua nonton di tempat lain, ada banyak kok yang nobar. Oke, see you besok sepertinya. Besok nonton nggak ya? Nggak tahu deh. Jadi, dadah.